Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is F1 Tonight Netherlands, Season 7, Round 8, the French Grand Prix. And I am your host, as always, Daniel Hazzah. Burt, and joining me, as always, every single race, he wants to be the very best, and some say he already is. It's Adrian Stats Rich. How you doing, sir?
Very well. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thought you'd like that one. Everything okay on your end, mate?
Absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to this race.
Yeah, me too, me too. Right, let's have a look at the driver standings then, following the Canadian Grand Prix last time out. So leading the way, Boy Williamson on 134 points for Ferrari. P2, Nicky Visser with 121 for Toro Rosso. Then it's Damien Hartman, moves up one place, 82 points in third for Alfa Romeo. And the rest of the drivers, Baz Den Brain for Alfa Romeo is P4. Tildevit for McLaren, P5. Moves up a bit, actually quite a few paces after his win last time out in Canada. Marcel Droning for Red Bull is P6. Don Donkel for Toro Rosso, P7. And it's Guido Urshan for Red Bull in P8. Don Hermans for Ferrari is P9. And Ari Kopp moves into the top 10 with his good finish last time out for Williams. Then Paul Quarret is 11th for Mercedes. Nishay Mahendra Singh for McLaren is P12. Martin Party Cooper for Williams is 13th. Then Mark Schappers for Renault is 14th. Peter Phillip, also in the Renault, 15th. Very deep vein for Haas, gets his first point of the season. He's P16. There's Miguel Torney for Mercedes in 17th. And Nils Ekman for Haas, 18th. And the two racing points still unassigned are 19th and 20th. So we're still sort of seeing that that pattern, or the kind of separation of the top two, aren't we, in the standings? But elsewhere, it's still nip and tuck in those kind of two distinct blocks, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very close. So down to perhaps down to 6 is sort of one ongoing battle, and then you got behind that the sort of back of the midfield. But it's a very, very close championship at the moment. This is race number 8.
Yeah.
And just only 13 points separating the top two drivers there.
Yeah, it's good to see their battle still continuing. No one's really running off with it as of yet. And even, like I said, you've still got those two blocks, haven't you? Sort of 3rd to 9th and 10th down to 18th. All, really quite changeable, just with a good finish in one race.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, a couple of sort of 5th or 6th places, and anyone in that bottom half could very easily jump to sort of almost the midpoint of the top half of the table. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it's good to see. There's always a chance, and it's just more kind of more drive for the drivers, isn't it? Really, when they know they can just have a good finish in one race, and they can really jump up the order quite a bit.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's have a look and see how the Constructors' Championship stands following Canada. Quite a big change, actually, as we'll see. Ferrari P1 still with 171 points, but the new P2 position is taken by Toro Rosso with 163 points. They just about jump the Alfa Romeo Constructor with 160, so really close between those guys. Then P4 is Red Bull with 96. McLaren are P5 with 73. It's Williams with 21 in 6th place. 7th is Mercedes with 11. Renault are 8th with 4. Brady Ven, of course, getting that 1 point for Haas. That gets them going for the season. They're P9. And Racing Point, obviously, of course, still not scoring anything with no drivers just yet. So it's kind of a mirror image, really, of the driver standings, isn't it? With that kind of, you've got those two chunks of teams being quite close. Sort of McLaren and Red Bull on their own a bit, but still really close between the top 3, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the exciting things with this league. Actually, is how close it is between those 3 teams, those 6 drivers there. In my opinion, definitely the 6 best in the league, and that shows in this table.
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, literally 3 points between those two. I mean, it's interesting that Alfa Romeo actually leading the championship 2 races ago.
Yep.
Do you think cause for concern for them potentially, given that they've lost a couple of places since then?
Yeah, and it's not. Yeah, it's not the best, is it, when you when you sort of fall off the top? But I think they've got the talent to maintain their push and get back up there, and be up there towards the kind of business end of the season.
Yeah, I agree. And even, I mean, especially you see how close they still are to the top two guys. It just shows how much of a lead they had before this. I think it goes to show that they've got a strong team. They can definitely get themselves back up there.
No, 100%, absolutely.
Yeah, and then of course the guys sort of 6th to 9th, the same as the driver standings, where a good result for both drivers, or even just one driver. With the instance of Haas, Renault, Mercedes, they can really get themselves up, up a couple of places.
Yes, yeah, 100%. Also worth noting, Still de Wit won the race last week. That's helped push McLaren up into sort of that. I mean, they were already 5th in the championship, but they're sort of a bit closer to that 4th place spot. Guido and Marcel Dronig, didn't have as good a race as they'd hoped, and that gap has really come down now between the two teams.
Yeah, and I mean, seeing Sills look off the back of the win, if he's still got that momentum with him today, another win could put them above Red Bull, depending on how those two finish. So, yeah, very exciting.
Exactly.
So let's have a look at the track for this evening. Of course, the circuit Paul Ricard in Le Castellet, France. The circuit length is 5.842 kilometres, with a race length of 309.69 kilometres. I've missed the kilometres off there, but it is definitely kilometres. 53 laps for this evening's race. So I'm going to just put a quick warning to all the French people out there. I'm going to ruin these names. I do apologise. There are more French names here than you can shake a baguette at. So I'm going to really mess it up. But here we go. So Sector 1 takes us from Turn 1 all the way to Turn 5 through Verrières. And then chicane at Turn 3, which is Turn 3 and 4. Then 5 comes round just in Sector 2 from Turn 6. Saint-Bern all the way to Le Col. The Mistral Straight then continues actually all the way into Sector 3, but we get the first chunk of it in Sector 2. You get that chicane at Turn 8 and 9. Good overtaking opportunity there for the drivers. And the Mistral Straight, you can see there again, continues just for that start of Sector 3 through Scenes down to Bossé. And then you've got Bender, Village, Tours, and Virage du Pont. The last couple of corners there. Sector 3 being the really technical part of this track. Lots of high speed corners and plenty of opportunity to use the huge amount of runoff you get at this circuit if you get any of those corners wrong around Sector 3. There is 15 corners of a very technical track, isn't it, Adrian?
Before I talk about that, though, I just want to say that I think the French viewers would give that a very big tribune.
Oh,
very
well,
well
fantastic.
Done.
Merci. Thank you very much.
No problem. It's quite a technical circuit. Yeah, it's one of my personal favourites. Actually, it wasn't originally when they first announced the circuit. I was hoping for Magny-Cours to come back when I heard the French Grand Prix was returning. But Paul Ricard has become certainly one of my top 3. Lots of overtaking opportunities, particularly down those 2 Mistral straights that are just broken up by that chicane there. That's I imagine where we're going to see most of the overtaking tonight. Although I have a sneaky suspicion it's going to be a wet race.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, it's as I have forgotten. Well, I haven't forgotten. I've just left it a bit later this time to put the DRS straights and things in here. So we'll just quickly go through those now. The first section zone is just before Turn 7, Le Col, and that goes down the first section of the Mistral Straight to Turns 8 and 9. Then the speed trap is just at the end of that, just before Turn 8, of course, where you're probably going to be going fastest around the lap here. And the second section point is just before Turn 14, and that activates down the start-finish straight all the way up to Turn 1. You touched on sort of overtaking down the back straight. Again, probably the most convenient point in a dry race, as you touched on. It's going to be wet, so a bit more of a challenge for drivers tonight.
Yeah, just a bit, yeah. And also that exit from really out of Le Col is going to be most important. It was quite a common place for people to spin just lose the back tyres as you get on the accelerator a bit too early as you come onto that straight, because it is so important to get a good exit out of there. The earlier you can get on, the sort of further ahead you'll be come the end of that straight. But yeah, the wet conditions are going to make that a little bit more tricky.
Yeah, I mean, from personal experience, I don't know if you'll concur with this. Obviously, we've both driven the track, but turn 6 as well can be a bit challenging, especially the exit of turn 9, sort of on that kink, which is for some reason not named a turn, but the kink onto the second part of the visual straight as well. The exit there can be quite tricky, and turn 12 as well, bender. I find it can be a bit tricky traction in the dry, let alone the wet. So a challenge for the drivers. Obviously, you drove it in the wet on Tuesday, so you'll know where they're at tonight.
I did, yeah. Yeah, it's a fun race that was.
Yeah, well, 4th place, mate. Very good stuff. But you'll know how challenging it is under 100% racing conditions in a wet track.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, France isn't actually quite so bad in the wet, mostly because it's got a very flat, a very new circuit, so you haven't really got that those changes in camber which can create the pools of standing water that you don't necessarily expect. So yeah, it's kind of got that going for it. But yeah, that turn 12, as you say, Bendor, that is deceptively difficult. To get right, even in the dry. It's very, very easy to miss your braking point and just go slightly too deep, and that can cost you quite a lot of time. It might not look like it. So, I mean, it's only one turn, but yeah, it's you can quite easily lose half a second there, if not more.
Yeah, I think of all the sectors, Sector 3 certainly one to perfect if you can get the most time out of it.
Yes.
So, Adrian, as we're finished with the introductions, if I can hand you over to run through who we've got joining us tonight, whilst I transition over to the live feed.
Yeah, not a problem, sir.
Thank you very much.
I'll run through the drivers now then. Nisha Mahadrasingh, he is here with his teammate and race winner from last week at Canada, Sil DeWitt. They're both here from McLaren. Damien Hartman and Baz Denrian are both here. Denrian is suffering a back start, I believe. He's had to disqualify himself, or has he? Well, either way, he's disqualified himself. Both.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we will find out. So both Alfa Romeos are here then, with Baz starting at the back. Guido Ursch and Marcel Dronig, they're both in the Red Bulls as usual. They're both here tonight. Nicky Visser and his teammate, the owner, John Donkel, they're both here. It wasn't actually clear whether John would be attending tonight. It's actually his wife's birthday tonight and his own birthday tomorrow.
Oh, very good.
So happy birthday to the pair of them.
Indeed.
Mark Stappers and Peter Phillips, they are both here in the Renault. Peter Phillips missed out last week. Yeah, he was. I think he was the only one who did not attend, but he is here tonight. Barry Deepervein and Niels Eekmut, they are the two new drivers, or newish drivers. They're both in the Haas. They're here. Paul Correa and just Paul Correa, actually. Miguel Torni is definitely not going to be here. He's the only driver we are actually missing tonight. Boy Williamson, Sander Hermans in the two Ferraris. They're both here. And Ari Kopp and Martin Parder Cooper in the two Williamses. Both here as well.
Very nice. Good turnout tonight then. 17 of 18 drivers. Shame Miguel can't make it. Obviously, Mercedes needing the manpower at the moment to try and get them off the blocks really with their points.
Yes, indeed.
Doing most of the work at the moment. I think he's got 100% of their points so far this season. So the more the merrier on their side of things anyway.
I would like to point out as well, actually, last season's winner here in the Netherlands, or in the Dutch league, sorry, was a Mercedes driver, although not with us anymore, but it was won by a Mercedes. I don't know if that will give Paul Correa a little boost.
Yeah, why not? Fingers crossed. See what we can do. Coming to the end of Q1 now, and Nisha Mahadrasingh, McLaren still looking strong following Canada then with a 1:31.6. I think that's a 6.67. Can't quite. Definitely. Yeah, 6.67.
6.67. Yeah, very good Very good time, although it is only Q1. I often say that. All the drivers are going to be through because we've got 2 that won't be setting times tonight, and the top 15 usually go, well, the top 15 do go through. So all they've got to do is set a time. They don't have to push too hard. They will be through, but we won't see what their true pace is like until Q2, or perhaps not even until Q3.
Yeah, very true.
It is quite positive though for McLaren
Yeah,
being
it is,
up as high as they are, 1 and 3 at the moment in Q1. You know, real or not, they are there at the moment, so that has got to bode well for them.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, just, you know, even if the drivers around you aren't, you know, pushing as much as you are, just being in that position is a confidence boost and help spur you on a bit. Of course, we know that those drivers still a bit niche amount of are more than capable of being there anyway. Most drivers then coming into the pits, getting ready for Q2. So we said we weren't sure if did Basdenbrain have a back start, did he?
I'll find out.
But Martin has crashed out, has he? Or were you unsure on both?
No, I'm unsure on both.
Okay. So all drivers listed then, 1 to 15, all going through to Q2.
Parda Cooper and Ikma both have back starts, although Ikma has set a time and has not retired.
Yeah,
perhaps he is waiting. He may have forgotten. No, sorry, no back start for Ikma, of course. It's a warning. It was his first missed clip.
Right.
So it was just a warning. He is unable to participate. Apologies. I was trying to translate a Dutch message.
Always difficult when you don't speak the language.
To be fair, Marcel did send it to me in English as well, but I couldn't find it.
Worries. Some of the comments coming in. You said it was John's birthday, didn't you, today? Is that right?
John's wife's birthday today. His own birthday tomorrow.
His own birthday tomorrow, right? And he has commented saying, "Good evening, John. Happy birthday to yourself tomorrow, and your wife for today." Ari Kopp, good evening, guys. Good luck, everybody. Thank you, Ari. I think that's Sander Hermans. Have a good one. Ryan Lear, good luck, guys. Ryan, obviously the Instagram legend. Basdenbrain saying thanks. And a good luck all from Woods Corp. That's, of course, Eddie, the lead commentator for the UK broadcast. We'll keep tuning in with the comments as and when they come in. Does Paul Corey to make his in-lap. They can move on to Q2. Just one element I hope they actually add into the new game is a manual operation of this, having now praised Project Cars, knowing how good it is. Fingers crossed they put it all in 2020. That'd be good.
Would be nice. Would be nice just to have it as an option, not necessarily, not saying that.
Yeah, it'd have to be forced to do it.
It will get a lot of use, but yeah, it's it'd be handy.
Certainly, leagues like ourselves, 100% distance races, it could be quite interesting to put manual. If the option was there, a fully manual pit stop, seeing how the drivers cope with it. Well, there we have then our standings so far for Q1. Nisha Haldesing leading the way for McLaren. Damie Hartman for Alfa Romeo is P2 with Sildovit in P3. Then we've got Zander Hermans, Guido Urshan, Nicky Visser, Peter Phillip, Marcel Droning, Mark Stappers, Basdenbrain. Oh, sorry, that was Barry Deepervane. I keep getting the B's wrong. Barry Deepervane there in P10. Paul Corey is 11th. John Donkel 12th. Boy Williamson 13. 14 is Ari Kopp and Nils Ikema 15. And the drivers not progressing, Martin, Parda Cooper and Basdenbrain.
Sildervit just 3 tenths behind his teammate there in P3. He was on the medium tyre.
Interesting. The rest were on soft, were they?
Yes, up until John Donkel, who was 12th.
Very good. Yeah. That's a little encouragement for Sil then. Obviously, you know he's pretty strong in qualifying.
He is indeed. Sorry, my little hesitation there was it's just sorted itself out. I had on my screen qualify Q2 lap 1 of 5.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. I don't know why. But then, yeah, as I'm sure you've seen now, the timer then just pop back.
Yeah, very odd.
Yeah. But John Donker, as always, normally first one out. Back.
I can confirm the weather for the race. We will be starting with some heavy rain in the at least the first half of the race.
Good. Drying up, is it? Or we're not sure?
It is drying up.
Nice. Always sets us up for a good race when the conditions can change like that. Or in Canada. Last week, actually, it was more or less exactly the same, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was dry to heavy to dry again, wasn't it?
That's it. I was a bit mad at Canada because it went from completely bone dry to absolutely chucking it down.
And then completely bone dry again, didn't it? I'm sure it just completely dried out.
Yeah.
Afterwards, so yeah, really interesting conditions.
I have a message from some inside information. Sildervit was using those medium tyres in Q1 because he is fully aware it is raining at the start of the race, so he wants to have an extra soft set to use in Q2.
Ah, very good. Oh, there we go. Smart man. Yeah, watch John Donkel exit the final hairpin, Virage du Pont, and sets it up for his hot lap. It doesn't start you off easy at France, does it? Even turn 1 and 2 are pretty tricky to get bang on.
Yeah, that's a bit of a nightmare corner for penalties, warnings, and all that stuff, especially in under race conditions, all that extra pressure of trying to perform.
Down the Mistral straight then with DRS enabled, sector 1 complete. Probably one of the easier sectors of the track here.
You always get a bit of a breather down those straights, and you're able to sort of regain a bit of composure.
Qualifying, at least in the race, when you've got someone chasing you down, it's not the same. Trying to recover ERS and also fend off from another car. Now, challenging section of the track, turn 12 there, he mentioned. Well done from John there, keeping the car nice and planted. Into Tour, turn 14, probably one of my favourite corners actually.
Yes. Nice
and quick through there. Nice and easy on the throttle out of 15. Across the line, a 1:32.2, nice time. Mr. Donkel. Damien Hartman though goes slightly better, 1:32.1.
Oh, 2 purples from Sildervit though, in currently P14, not set a time.
Oh, Ricard goes 1:33 dead.
This is going to be topped by some way actually, about half a second I think.
1:30.9, nice.
1.1 seconds. Sorry, 1.2 even.
That'll do.
Final sector was 7 tenths quicker.
Very nice. Guido Urshan then goes. That's what that was. Oh, yeah, it was Guido. Yeah, Guido 1:31.8. The Red Bull driver puts in P2.
It's good stuff from Guido.
Yep. Yeah, very good.
Well, a couple of drivers on medium tyres at the moment. I wonder if they are perhaps not aware of the situation at the start of the race. Because, of course, they won't have to use these. Whatever tyres they use in Q2, they will not have to use them in the start of the race because it's going to be raining.
Yeah, absolutely. You figure they would, well, certainly, I mean, most of these drivers here are F1 Tonight Netherlands regulars now, aren't they? You would have thought they know how to use the weather function.
You'd like to think so. They've only done about 100 Grand Prix.
Yeah. And again, who knows what they know? I mean, some drivers don't even know that Q2 is the tyres you start the race on. So maybe they just come here and drive as quick as they can. They haven't got a clue how the rest of it works.
Horses for courses, then.
Absolutely. I can't set a car up still, and I've been driving the game long enough.
Yes, Sander Hermans. Oh, sorry. No, after you, Dan.
Oh, please, after you.
I was only simply going to say Sander Hermans now the only one on the medium tyre. I wonder if who was it? I think it was Niels Eekema, was it? I wonder if he heard me.
Maybe. Yeah, there was definitely one more. Yeah, just going to say, Boy Williamson slotting in behind Guido Ocean with 1:31.899. Those two drivers really close at the moment. Only, what, 0.007 of a second between them. Nico Madison goes P2 though, so 1-2 for McLaren. They're certainly looking really strong here today. 1:31.612 for Niche. Gear issues for Niche's car there, it sounds like. Or probably just the game.
I'm curious to see how the home team Renault fare in this race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be good for them if they can put in a good result here in front of their home fans.
Yeah, definitely. We've got Mark Stappers as I think he's about to get ready for a hot lap.
Yeah, this should have been a hot lap, but it was invalid in the first corner, I think.
So he launches the car out of turn 15, gets ready. See what he can do.
Looks like Paul Carey's going to come across the line for his time. It's not too shabby, I have to say. P9.
Yep, 1:33 dead. Him and Ari Kopp very close, and even Marcel Droning. That's an attempt between those three. Very colourful track, isn't it, this one?
It is.
It's a bit hypnotic almost.
It made for a good background for the championship standings, I have to say.
Yeah, certainly one of the prettier circuits in that respect. Good thing you can't see as much of it from Tyler's point of view because he'd be distracted otherwise.
Stapper's just coming around the last. Oh, he's gone wide at.
They're still valid.
What's that name? That corner.
That one is Village.
Village. Thank you.
Village. Probably Village, isn't it? For the French ones.
It is. It is.
It's 1:33.226. So in the mix there with Sander Hermans, Niels Eekema.
Lost nearly a full second on the other drivers in the that last corner, last sector. Apologies.
Yeah, definitely the. If you want to get one bang on, it's definitely sector 3.
We've got a new
Philip as he comes through. Sorry, Adrian, you were saying?
I was going to say we've got a new That's odd. Got a new purple sector set by Damie Hartman, but it's showing him as on an outlap.
That's a quick outlap for it.
But it was the first sector. Well, we'll see what happens when he crosses the line here.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
I mean,
Peter Phillip
sorry,
goes
he's in
P6 131.9. Sorry.
31.9. Yep. Yeah, Damie's been in mode 5 the entire lap, so I presume this is a hot lap, but it's just showing as an outlap.
He hasn't got. I've got no time showing on his wheel either, so. But yeah, it must be.
There you go, P2.
131.4, nice. Still 5/10 to still a bit. Not so bad in Q2, but a big margin in Q3 for sure.
Yeah. That all of those 5/10ths of a second were in sector 3 only. The previous, the other two sectors times are virtually exactly the same.
Yeah, very good stuff. One of the best things about qualifying being in the car is you get that first lap in, you know you're pretty much safe, and then the next couple of laps you can just really throw the car at the track and try and get as much time as you can out of it. It's probably one of the funnest bits of qualifying. Yeah,
there's still a risk, of course, in Q2. If you do crash out, you won't be able to participate at all in Q3.
Yep.
So drivers tend to be a little bit more conservative, but yeah, as you say, once you've done a fast lap early on in Q3, you've then got that advantage of not really having to fear throwing the car around.
Yeah.
You can kind of go all or nothing on the last lap.
Also, Johnny there spinning out round Bend Or. You mentioned in the track overview one of the trickier corners for grip.
He's having a bit of a bend door himself.
Yeah. Very good.
That's too easy.
It's now got Nicky Visser out on track. I think he is on. About 2.5 tenths up.
Correct. He's just a smidge actually off of the leaders' times in the first sector.
Got it there. Oh, very nice. Still within bounds. He comes up to complete sector 2.
27
to be purple, was it?
It was not, no. It was 27.7 to beat, and he got 27.817.
Pretty close. Round to the corner that I can't remember what name it is. It's turn 11. And 14. Get the car wrap round 15. Launches it out the final corner. See what he can do. 31.4. Very close with Damie Hartman there. Those two guys. Not in that. A couple of hundredths of a second.
Yeah, not even that. Something worth noting. I don't know if you're aware, Dan. There's actually not enough. The game or the FIA or whoever don't allow. They only allow a certain amount of energy to be used by the battery. You can only deploy a certain amount of energy in a lap.
Yeah.
And because of the overall length of this circuit and the amount of opportunities to use the high ERS, there isn't actually enough deployment to be able to remain in the highest mode for the entire lap. So even in qualifying, you do have to manage your ERS, otherwise you will run out, as we just saw from Nicky Visser. You'll run out about 3 or 4 corners from the end, and for those 3 or 4 corners, you've only, you've got only 800 horsepower in the car, where others will have sort of 950.
Yeah, it's a big deficit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was actually Sorry.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. I think that's exactly how Seal has managed to gain half a second in that final sector by managing his ERS for the rest of the lap.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't know too much about that. I did know about the deployment limit, but hadn't actually thought about the consequences, I guess you say, of using it for the majority of the lap and not actually saving it. But yeah, that's a very good point. So Q2 complete then. Sildovit is in first position. Nicky Visser and Damien Hartman complete the top 3.
Sorry, Dan. Stapper's just coming across the line now. I don't know if he's going to go through or not. He's 14 at the moment.
Oh yeah, he does. P9.
He's kicked Ari Kopp out.
Tell you what, Ari will get into Q3 one day. Well, he's sat there ready to go through, isn't he? And just gets bumped out at the last minute. Same thing happened last time out in Canada.
Yeah.
Ray's still on a lap here, as well as Marcel Droning is to the opposite lap.
Yeah, Correa was 5 or 6 seconds down in the middle sector. I presume something happened to him there.
Validated it by the looks of my track map.
Yep. Droning is on a lap. It's not an improved lap though, so I don't know.
Oh, okay, I saw 5/10 improvement in sector 2. After you finished it to 2 in total, I saw half a second improvement. But
no, I've got 2 white sectors against him, which means they're both slower than his personal best.
Right.
Droning's a bit better with the ERS management. He's got a little tiny bit to use here before the start line. And it's enough.
P9 there, nice. I suppose Mark Strapper's out then. Mark Strapper, Zari Kopp, Zander Herman, Paul Quarret, Neil Ziekma. All 5 of those drivers not making it through to Q3.
Strappers would be disappointed not to go through there. That was, I think he was very pleased with that lap. But yeah, just a bit unlucky at the end. A couple of drivers come in with quicker laps that were previously behind him.
Indeed. So Sildovit, Nicky Visser, Damien Hartman, Nisha Mahadwasing, Guido Urshan, Boy Williamson, Peter Phillip, John Donkel, Marcel Droning, and Barry Deepervein. Those drivers all qualify for qualifying session number 3, which will decide the top 10 grid order for this race.
Good showing from Deepervein.
Yeah, another Q3 showing, isn't it? I think he was in Q3 last time out as well, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
If I'm not mistaken. And the cloud cover starting to form now, foreshadowing what we're going to be expecting for the race later on tonight. So he'll be first to take to the track. So it is that, well, I'm actually going to ask myself a question first, because I don't want you to choose the same person as me. Dan, who do you think is going to be on pole position? Well, thanks, Dan, for asking, Dan. I think it's going to be Sildovit. Who do you think, Adrian?
Nobody now. I'm going to go with his teammate, Mahadwasing.
Nice. Oh, I'd love to see a McLaren 1-2. That'd be a special way.
Absolutely.
British manufacturer front row. Iconic Sterling Moss. Be something pretty good, I think. Still the UK guys running white helmets in support of that last week. That was pretty awesome to see. All lining up on the grid with you just see all the white helmets looking down the grid. It's pretty cool. But it's like a Toro Rosso will be first out. Wouldn't surprise me if it was John Donkel, which of course it will be. Always is.
Yeah.
One of the most eager of drivers.
Yeah. Loves to get out there quick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed actually, Sander Hermans did not make it through to Q3.
Did not.
Qualified 14th.
Yep.
13th. Apologies. So that's one of those top 3 team drivers, one of those so-called best 6, as I said, yeah, not in this top 10 shootout.
Yeah. Probably not one of his favourite tracks. You have to assume based on that performance. They make a very good through 1 and 2, did John Donkel there. And into 3 and 4 can really carry so much speed through 3, actually a lot more than you think based on the radius of that corner there. Very slow through 4 and 5 though, almost it feels unnaturally slow how slow you have to really bring the car down to through turn 5. And then of course you got the long sweeping right hander of turn 6. And then turn 7, what's that exit onto the Mistral straight, that can really unsettle the car depending on how aggressively you change the steering to go from that right hand of 6 into the left of 7. Certainly in the rain, the drivers will be cautious of that.
There were a few accidents there in the UK race in that heavy rain. I think 3 drivers had incidents on that very turn.
Yeah, it's certainly one that can unsettle the car, like I said, if that right to left change momentum. Behind 132 dead. Bit of an improvement there for John Donkel. I think that's a bit faster than his last lap. Or sorry, in Q2. Nicky Visser 132.3 for him. Next Boy Williamson 132.1. And we've got Nick Still coming across the line now on 30.9. So again, puts himself up the front. Not quite as quick as his Q2 time though.
Not far off, I would say.
No. Actually, no, it would have been. I'm thinking he was at around the 135s. So I don't know why. Yeah, that is pretty much the same as Q2 time, isn't it? Nishay Mahadwasin goes a 131.7. Guido version of 131.4 for those guys.
That's a good time from Guido. I know I said that in Q2, but that's a big improvement on his previous.
Yeah, it really is. Pushes Nicky Visser down to P7 so far. Got Marcel droning on a lap here, comes around turn 12. So I'm spun out there earlier on in Q2. Keeps it on the track now though. No one going down to first gear 315. I must be the only one that does that.
Yeah, I can't say I do.
I just find it. I don't know. It's probably in my head, but I just find it gets the car turned in easier. It's only a quick switch down to first and then back to second.
There's only 2 corners in the entire F1 calendar that I use first gear for, and that's the casino hairpin at Monaco and the whatever the hairpin's called at Suzuka.
Oh yeah, is it Spoon? Is it Spoon?
No, Spoon corners.
Oh, that's the double left-hander, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, the one shaped like a spoon.
Yeah, that'd be the one. like an Asian spoon.
Damien Armour purple in the middle sector.
Have a ride on board with him then.
Well, I say that, but he hasn't crossed the second sector line yet. What's that about?
He has now.
Did the time come up before he did it?
Oh.
Yeah, that was his previous lap. I think he must have come into the pit at the end of that lap. This is actually
he's on an out lap, yeah. Yeah, I think I'll probably use first gear at every track in some way or another.
As long as you're not using reverse. You're right.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's probably just a mental thing where for me I'm like, right, if I just stick it into first for a second around this corner, it'll just turn in a bit nice. I'll do it at the hairpin at Canada. Epingal. You know, we learnt that one from last time.
The Pringle. Yeah.
Yep, the Pringle. I'll use it here instead at turn 15.
Demi about to cross the line at the first sector. Oh, he's gone wide at turn 5.
Still valid, by the looks of it. Still pushing.
Yeah, he's lost 7/10 on Silde Bit.
Lost 7/10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many tyres he's got left, but well, it's definitely not worth backing out now. He's got to set something.
Yep.
Just to get himself on the board here. 3.
Oh.
Oh yeah, slippery out of turn 9.
That's the thing. One mistake, and you end up trying extra hard to try and recover from it, which in turn causes things like that to happen. It's actually has a negative effect.
Yeah. Very easily done.
He has got time. If he comes in now, he has got time, but he'll need to come in now and not complete this lap.
Is that the only way, is it, that you can get another one in?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, he's going to go for it, isn't he? Oh no.
No, he's not.
in. A bit of a Hamilton there.
I think what happened there was he may have the stream on, and he heard it 22 seconds after we said it.
Yeah.
There is that delay between what we're seeing and what viewers can hear.
Yeah. Definitely not one up the street. Self racing it.
No, I hate doing that.
And just got more internet than I can afford to use. Be saving that bandwidth. So just got Boyke. I'm not sure who that is.
That's Boy Williamson.
Oh, perfect. Boy Williamson there in saying full rain, first and second part. Full wet, last part light rain. So it looks like we're getting rain the whole way through then. According to Boy. Neither Herman saying whoops, mistake after mistake. Yeah, unfortunately, neither they're not making it through to Q2. So on board with John, I think he's going to be. But oh no, Boy Williamson I think will be first to complete his second hot lap here.
Yes.
I'm not really seeing any of the top teams. Oh, I say not any of them. Guido Ocean for Red Bull there, they're P4 at the moment. Rick at the top, but apart from that,
yeah,
you got Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, Toro Rosso, not really up there, are they?
Yeah, none of the usual suspects are sort of anywhere to be seen, really.
No. See if Boy can change that though as he comes around the last corner.
He's completely out of ERS, that deployment issue.
Doesn't improve, I don't think. Just a 132.283. His steering wheel, I can see that.
And that's the thing, these first and second sectors were both green. They were both personal bests. We just ran out of oomph.
Yeah.
Oh, new purple sector for P8. That's Nicky Visser. He's about to come across the start and finish now.
And he's got that energy left.
Just a bit.
131 dead. Very good.
Just a 10th off.
Yeah, really close. Q2, that's for sure. John Donkel comes round the last corner. I think he's still going. Got energy remaining as well, which is nice, but his deployment's just ended there. Stays P5 with a 131.8. Still on the steering wheel, their bar kind of whites out once it's unable to deploy anymore there.
That's right. John was P6, he did just move
up
to P5.
See what Barry Deepvein can do if that's still coming on the last one. That's Niche, I think. Niche is just starting.
Yeah, managing his ERS already as it comes into turn 1.
Was that Sil, was it?
Niche.
Niche. Yeah, down to mode 4 then. Keeps it in mode 4 through 4 and 5. You know how much time you've got to deploy the ERS then in total?
It's not about time, it's the total kilojoules used. So, I mean, you can be in mode 3 all the way around with no problem, because it will use less energy than being in mode 5.
Right.
I'll tell you next week exactly what that amount of energy that they actually use is. Oh, it's a new purple middle sector from Still. It was a little bit sloppy on the exit of the final corner. That's not going to improve his time.
Ah. Has he got time to get one? No, he's finished. That's it. He's done.
Yeah.
Nicky can't do anything better.
Nishi's on an improved lap.
Yeah, we'll see what Nishi can do, because obviously he's got about 8, or not less than 8 tenths to find.
This could be P2.
That's his deployment finished with there. It is! The 1-2!
Nice.
That's it. Boy Williamson giving up as well. Very good stuff from McLaren there.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's a beautiful sight, really.
Yeah, it is. Back on top. Play the English national anthem now. Well done, boys. Both called it as well. We smashed it again, Adrian. We keep doing it.
Well, I know. We had a 1-2 last week.
We called a 1-2, yeah. In Canada.
Predictions for the winner?
Oh, I've just got.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I'm going to go with Nishi as well. We'll go for a McLaren 1-2 again.
Let's have it.
In the race.
Then again, looking at those times, it's close. Only a tenth.
Yeah.
10th and a half between the top 3. But still, De Witt and Nishi Andersson occupy the front row for McLaren's first 1-2 of the season. Maybe if ever in F1 Tonight Netherlands history. I don't know if you know that off the top of your head, Adrian. But
I don't recall any other time when it's happened.
Very good.
But, yeah.
So Nicky Visser is P3, Guido Werschen P4, Damien Hartman is 5th, John Donkel 6th, Peter Phillips 7th, Marcel Droning is 8th, Very Deep Vein 9, and Boy Williamson P10. There it is, torrential rain. Beautiful. So we have got a couple of minutes here. It's sort of a new feature, if you will, for for this season, I guess, if you like, and for this race in particular. A driver focus, which we have for you. So this week we have the boys over at Mercedes. Of course, only one here tonight. Paul Poiret is first up. See there on the screen there, a bit of a slideshow we've got going, so 1 minute per slide. Just to have a look at the some fun facts about the drivers. I think you've got it on your end as well, Adrian, haven't you? So you can see, of course, Paul Poiret here, born in December 1988. I can tell you how that would have makes him 30-something, isn't it?
32.
32.
31.
30-something. Favourite track, Spa. So we have yet to come to that one. His favourite driver, though, Max Verstappen, and of course, favourite team Red Bull, with a favourite driver, Schumacher and Hakkinen. I know you'll be a fan of Paul's then, won't you, Adrian, after hearing that he loves a bit of Schumacher?
Schumacher and Hakkinen as well.
Yeah, well, Hakkinen's a great shout. I mean, I wouldn't agree with Schumacher, but I'm on board. I'm on board with Hakkinen. And the other thing I agree with there is his date of birth, which I agree with. But apart from that, not really a big fan of anything else. I do like Sprite, it's certainly growing on me. But apart from that, and then we're coming on to the second side there. You can see on your screens Miguel Torney, number 29, and his date of birth is January the 6th, 86. So he is 35, 34, 34. Favorite track Canada. So we just had that one go by. Didn't look like his favourite, but again they've been sort of struggling all season so far. The Mercedes, hopefully when Miguel joins us again for Austria, he can be a bit more on form. Fingers crossed for him. But his team and driver favourites are the same as his teammate Paul Quarre. He doesn't have a favourite all-time driver, but still a fan of Verstappen and Red Bull. Can't argue with that. Verstappen's looking pretty good, isn't he, at the moment?
Yeah, it's two Dutchmen who have got Verstappen as their favourite driver. What are the odds?
Yeah, I mean that's actually a really good point. I didn't put two and two together there, but yeah, that makes sense. Hopefully we can see a bit of Zander Vort current season if we actually ever do get going at some point. Certainly not a fun time for anyone out there, and of course our thoughts and prayers with everyone suffering with that and having lost loved ones due to this horrible virus going around. Hopefully we can get back to some kind of normality this year. Will be good. But yeah, that's made that very depressing. So let's get back on.
Yeah.
And
yeah, cheers for that, Dan.
Yeah, no worries. Just have a quick cry, and I'll be right back with you. And there you go. So that's the driver focuses for tonight. Of course, we will be doing those each week with a different team on show. Every race. So, a bit more than 9 races, so we might have to spread them out a bit, or maybe change it up for the last couple. We'll figure it out though, I'm sure. Of course, in F1 Tonight UK are doing the same thing. I think last week you had the fantastic Adrian Rich and his teammate Jack Wilson.
Yes.
Yes.
Jack Wilson.
Get in. I knew his first name off the top of my head, but I couldn't think of the surname. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, you had the Renault guys last week from, oh sorry, this week for F1 Tonight UK. Oh.
Jack was kitted out in his Renault hoodie as well. He's recently acquired.
Yeah, pretty cool. I must say, I did like that, especially with his name on it. I think I'd definitely like one maybe that says "Thanks, guys, best fans" on there or something. A Mercedes hoodie, that'd be perfect. I'm just gonna put myself on Do Not Disturb.
While you're doing that, I know we've only got sort of 10 seconds before the drivers do start their formation lap.
Yeah.
I do just want to give a shout out to a league very close to both of our hearts, Dan. Synergy PWR.
People's World Racing!
Who, as you well know, Dan, also race on Tuesdays, like we do. They race 2 divisions. They race one on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. That's Division 2, and one on Wednesdays at the same time for Division 1. They do 50% races as opposed to our 100%. And not only that, but there is a cross-league race being organised between F1 Tonight and Synergy PWR. That's going to be at the end of this current season, around July, something like the 20th or so, something like that.
Yeah, very, very exciting stuff, and looking forward to it. From both an F1 Tonight and my home Synergy point of view. I'm very excited to see how we get on. But of course, just touching on what Adrian said there, and a bit of a self-plug here for my own league. But if you are of the age of 14 or over, and you can't quite make it into F1 Tonight yet because you're not old enough, or you've not done a full season with ourselves at Synergy, then let us know. We're looking for very fast drivers at the moment because Division 1 needs some filling. Division 2 is full, so if you still whatever pace you like, let us know. We'll get you tested, and as well as F1 Tonight. If you're looking for 100% races and you're over the age of 20, then was it 18?
It's 20.
It is 20. Yeah. If it's 20, and if you're 20 and looking for full distance, very fun league racing, as well, hit us up. Let us know. I think both F1 Tonight UK is now. Not full yet, is it? It's got 2 seats left.
Yeah, no, it is full.
Yeah, it's full now.
Yeah, and we've got 3 drivers in reserve waiting to get in as well.
Yeah, bit of a backlog, but we'll absolutely get you tested and put in a reserve seat. And of course, if you're Dutch, we've got 2 seats free for you, ready to go. So let us know.
Absolutely. And Dan, who's the best person to speak to in regards to getting into Synergy?
Best person to speak to in regards to getting in Synergy is, well, we have our 2 main testers, Heatproof Ham or PWR Hamster, as he's known, and Hoonigan 403. So write those names down because they're not on the screen. So hopefully you can remember that. But yeah, those two guys, or myself, which is Silver Surfer, on Xbox, or the co-founder, of course, Jota, JOTT3R. He's my partner in crime, running that league with myself. So yeah, either one of us or the two testers will get you set up.
You almost made him sound like a postcode.
Or JOTT3R. So I'm just spelling it out for you there. Yeah, Jota. And so the drivers now line up on the grids, and the lights illuminating. We've got 5 lights, and they're away. Sildervik getting a pretty good launch there, but Nisha Madison matching him in that second phase. Who else we got? Guido Urshan up a spot. Damie Hartman as well. Nisha Madison dropping back a bit now, though. Bogging down a bit. Difficult. Oh, we've got a lot of accidents going on in the back.
Collision
I don't
back
know
there.
who that's involving. We've got a Ferrari, a Mercedes, a Haas, all off track. Sander Herman's there without a front wing. Paul Corey missing half of his. Some big damage down at the back end. Very deep vein as well, losing a red front wing.
Full safety car then.
Yep, well, probably their full safety car, so that's going to at least benefit those guys who have got to pit now and repair that damage. Other than that, though, at the front, all looks pretty straightforward. We'll have a look at the distance changes there. Yeah, everyone up one place except for Boy Williamson, who's made a great charge from P10. He's now P5. Keeping Ferrari's Constructor Championship hopes alive now, with, of course, Sander Herman's getting caught up in that little kerfuffle there at the start.
Just had a look back at the replay there, Dan. It looked like Deeper Vein just completely lost control going into the first corner, and yeah, just wiped out Sander Hermans.
Yeah, interesting. We had this again with Deeper Vein, didn't we? Spain when it was wet.
That's right.
Losing the back end and going across, I think, into another car. It's easily done, but there is a sort of element of responsibility, isn't there, for the driver really, to just make sure he gets those starts. Not necessarily perfect, but certainly in a safe manner. And
Safe, yes.
yeah, being able to pull away, even if it's really slow, just getting the car off the grid without hitting anybody else is key. Finding this definitely not easy, but certainly needs to be done. Otherwise we get a situation like this. Obviously a full safety car though, certainly what they would have been hoping for at the back of the grids. This will benefit them in this scenario.
Paul Correa showing us a lap behind Sander Hermans, but they haven't completed the first lap yet, so I'm hoping that's just a glitch that's going to sort itself out in a moment.
Yeah, good spot. Fingers crossed that'll fix itself. He comes into the pits as well, does Paul Correa.
5-second penalty for Deeper Vein as well as he comes into the pit.
Yeah, their braking performance won't have that muscle memory of braking now for the pit lane, because of course it's a lot bigger of a braking zone when it's wet. John Donkin getting 5 seconds there for exceeding the track limits. It's good for Baz Dembrain though. Of course, he started at the back of the pack, didn't he? He's up 4 places now with those guys having stopped, and in the mix as well with the safety car. So looking good for him. Of course, we haven't seen really Baz on the best of form since Monaco, have we? Really?
No, not really.
Uncharacteristic for him, isn't it? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's normally one of the most composed and complete drivers, really, in terms of his having the ability and the consistency to get the results. But yeah, just we haven't really seen that at all in the last 3 or 4 races or so.
Yeah. Now if he finds that mojo again, obviously a back start, nothing he can do about that. But certainly know he's a strong racer. So, and you know, I think any race where we see him down that far, we still don't write him off as being out of being without a chance of a win here, because he's often that far back at, after a bit of a strategy call that he's perhaps made, and comes back to win it or get onto the podium. So certainly still in with a chance of a good result for Baz tonight.
I mean, he has been known to make up a 40-second deficit in the last sort of 15 laps of a race.
Yeah. we'll see performance today. That'd be good. Probably another lap of safety car, do you think? Or it could be because of the rain, couldn't it, as well? Not out of the question.
Yeah, it could be. It does appear heavier than it was in the race on Tuesday, which didn't warrant a safety car for the weather.
Yeah. Although
Deeper Vein was facing the wrong way as he hit Sander Hermans.
Right,
I don't know how it happened. I mean, he was coming in with some force, spun the car around. It may just be that that incident alone was enough to warrant the safety car.
Yeah, very possible. Ricard back into the top 10 though. He's up 2 places from P12. Neil Ziekma up 3. He's now P12.
Not the best start from Niche. I know they've actually only had 3 or 4 corners to race on so far before the safety car was called. But yeah, he's lost 4 positions in those 4 corners.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he almost... It looked like he got a pretty good first phase of that start there, almost matching Sil, but he seemed to bog down after that. Often the case if you put the power down a bit too quick in the wet starts, starts to lose that back end and stops you progressing. Also let Nicky Vessa, Guido Welsh, Davey Hartman, Boyd Williamson, all those guys seize the opportunity, move up a place each. Yep, safety car in this lap. See how Sil de Wit manages the restart here. He had to do a couple of them in Canada, didn't he? So certainly got some practice under his belt.
That's right. Spain as well.
Yep.
Damien Hartman nearly into the back of Guido Urshan, just as they bunch together.
Yeah, not easy to manage that gap sometimes in the wet.
No, not when visibility is as low as this.
Yeah,
I mean, you can barely see your hand.
Yeah. But still backing everybody up onto the last corner here. Wants to get a good exit. That looks pretty good. Bill and Nicky both getting really good starts there as they pull away from the rest of the pack. 1.6 seconds to P3, those two.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Nicky runs a bit wide into 1 though, and lets Sil escape him a bit there.
Damie followed the same line as Nicky actually.
Yeah, easily
Also
done, isn't
deep.
it? Following the car in front. Must match their line if they make a mistake.
Or Damie very deep into 4.
Yeah, still just with Guido. Boy, Williamson actually looked like he had a bit of a look at Damie into turn 2. You said he followed that similar line to Nicky. Damie now really close up on the back of Guido Urshan, see if he's going to have a look at a move. Thinks better of it into turn 8. Boy getting a 5-second penalty there as well. He's yeah, I just saw him come back there onto circuit. He went really deep there into turn 8.
So easy to pick up those penalties here.
Yeah, he's now got John Donkor right up his bum. They come around turn 10. The boy getting a bit of a better run through there. Damie Hartman all over the back of Guido Urshan here. Oh, Peter Phillips gone out. Oh, we lost him at the turn 10, I believe that one is.
Yep.
Safety car redeployed.
Well, it's only just come in.
Yeah.
Hasn't even been in a full lap. That's not what Renault want in you know, in their home Grand Prix.
No,
to be the first retirement.
Certainly not.
The other Renault, Mark Stapper's one of the few drivers in this league that do actually run with no assists at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty brave. Especially in weather like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, visibility just horrendous at the moment for the guys out there. Even you know, slow pace like this, you can't see anything.
Yeah, often races like this, you almost have to just sit back and wait for the drivers in front of you to make a mistake. It's a little bit like Monaco in that respect.
Yeah.
Because there isn't really very much you can do safely.
Yeah, not until, I mean, you can see it here with, if you're on board with Nicky, you can see once you're far enough back from the car in front, it improves. Because you haven't got all that spray being thrown up from the car in front into your face. That's one benefit. Also not being right up behind somebody, but once you get up behind someone, you really want to make a move as quick as you can, just so you can see again. Much easier said than done, though. In these conditions, to make a pass.
Of course, with all these safety cars, drivers like Sander Hermans and Basden Breen, who are very much out of position in 12th and 15th and 12th respectively, they have the a big opportunity really to make up those positions. I know we were just talking about how difficult and how dangerous it is to actually overtake when it's like this, but you know, they've been involved in incidents, or Sander Hermans has at least, but these safety cars have almost negated that deficit.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's just like a grid start again for them. Yeah, Boy Williams is certainly not looking happy out there at the moment. He keeps running deep. I know obviously it's a safety car lap, so it's not very important now, but even then, I mean, it's time to be able to assess the braking points. Get a bit of a fast entry into a corner. I know it's not easy when you're being brought around at safety car pace, but
often the most difficult lap of a race is the lap immediately after a safety car has come in.
Yeah. Well, severe collision. Paul Quarret and Zander Hermans there. Yeah, Zander's gone round by the looks of it. He's down to P16 now. Red left front wing.
He was 16, but yeah, the
oh, was he?
car
I thought he
is
was
now damaged.
15 a minute ago.
Oh no, apologies. Yeah, no, he was 15, wasn't he? Sorry, 15. Sorry.
It's all right. Not sure quite. I didn't manage to catch that. I was up at the front watching the front runner, so I'm not quite sure what happened there with Paul and Zander. But Paul's car looks okay. I have to assume, given Zander's front wing, it was perhaps Zander's mistake, although Paul got the penalty for it, so who knows? Codemasters. They make up the rules. And that's not what Zander wants, is it? Safety car in this lap, he's going to have to stop again.
But both cars got that time penalty, by the way. Correa
oh, did they? Oh, okay.
And Hermans.
Right, fair enough. So Sildervit again, commanding the race from P1. Lets the safety car pull away from him. Slows the pack down. Chris is still eager to make a move, I think, in P2. Got a good restart with Sil last time out. See if they can do the same thing again here. See what happens then around turn 14. Tour into Virage du Pot. Oh, Nicky almost getting alongside still there into the final corner. Showing he wants that position. Still again gets a good restart. Guido not caught out as much as last time though. Thanks to the lack of those front runners. He still goes a bit deep, but not quite as bad as last time. Although still gets a second on that restart. Looks like he's got those restarts down to a bit of an art now.
I think he must have been taking advice from Dylan Platt.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly doesn't look very uncomfortable in this. Looks pretty solid at the moment still a bit. 1.6 seconds now. Nicky Visser. He takes the scenic route out of turn 7.
Some real thunderstorms going on now. I wouldn't be surprised if the safety car did just appear again without an incident.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We progress here. Of course, if we get this lap complete without a safety car, it'll be our first full racing lap of the race after 7 laps. Fingers crossed. Got tricky corners here. Turn 10 for everyone to come through without crashing. And turn 12.
Oh, that's gone off. Guido Ocean's gone very wide at 12.
Oh. Back on track. Damien Hartman and Boy Williamson a place each though in the process. Those two, I mean, you've got Silda Vitt in a league of his own, Nicky Visser in a league of his own, and then you've got Damien Hartman and the rest of them. They just seem much more comfortable at the moment. Of course, it's still early doors, and I know we're in a race, but it is a sprint. Sorry, it's a marathon, not a sprint, is what I meant to say. Got plenty of time to adjust to this. But we'll see these guys really close up as we go on tonight.
Surprisingly, Silda Vitt is again, for the second race in a row now, the only driver to have underfueled his car.
Interesting.
That is very important in a race such as this, where especially when it's wet as well. Because you'll naturally use less fuel in the wet, even without safety cars. Because you just get better traction in lean, so you can actually do slightly quicker laps that way. And with all these safety cars as well, which you'd have to kind of factor in to your strategy. I mean, there's surely going to be a safety car in such a race. Yeah. That means you can get away with running even less fuel. So I'm surprised only Silda Vitt has taken that into account.
Well, yellow flag set to one. We got I think that's Martin Party Cooper there has spun it and lost the front wing. Safety car out again.
Did we complete lap 7 without? Yeah, we did. Didn't we?
Yeah, we got lap 7 done. We were halfway through lap 8 as the safety car popped out again. So 1.5 racing laps out of 8 so far this evening.
So 22 minutes into this race, we've completed 7 laps.
Yeah. It's reminded me of a GT race I was watching live streamed on YouTube, I think sometime last year. I don't know how many laps it was, but I think for at least the first 30 laps were under safety car. Not joking.
Goodness.
I think they got the race restarted a couple of times, but just something kept happening midway through those restarted laps, and the safety car popped out again. So they didn't get any racing laps started for the first 30 laps at least.
Boy Williamson is in the pit for Ferrari. He's pitted from P4. Yeah. P3. It looked like a new wing.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason you're going to stop really at the moment, isn't it? Certainly these tyres will go, well, you'll know better than me. How far will these tyres go, Adrian?
They'll go to 30 laps or so, the wet tyres in full wet conditions.
Of course, we know towards the end, the very end, by the sounds of it, it's going to become light rain, according to Boy. Commented first and second parts full wet, last part light rain.
Yep, I can confirm that.
When that will come though. Discovered last time out in Canada, I think we were expecting heavy rain sort of at the middle part, didn't we? But it came pretty soon, didn't it?
Yeah, about lap 15 or something off the top of my head.
So it could of course be light rain much sooner, or indeed much later. You know, for sure the first and second parts will be all wet, so we definitely got heavy rain for a long time to come.
Yep. Boy Williamson's just taken part of the track furniture with him.
Oh yeah, or one of the turn markers.
Yeah, the little tiny yellow. They look like sort of Coke can sized sort of things. Yeah, he just took that one off at turn 8.
Yeah.
You normally get a penalty sort of straight away if you do wipe one out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we just saw one there on the left-hand side of Sill's car around turn 12. I didn't know that.
Doesn't happen all the time, I have to say, but it has happened.
Yeah. I'll say one thing that you can appreciate about France is they label all the corners.
I do like that.
So even if you forget them as a commentator, you can still remember it. By just reading it off the track. Not every race circuit's got those yet. I think it's probably because it's a new track that they've got those in.
Yeah.
I think I can see the results from last race, but I can't. So moving on. Have a sweepstake on when you think the safety car might come in. Get your bets in now. End of this lap.
What are the odds on the safety car doing more than half the race?
Yeah, that's a good one. Who knows? Especially when it's, you know, can be something as innocent as a spin that Martin suffered from, and I don't know where his wing certainly came off, but I would assume it was off track because he must have hit a barrier somewhere.
Yeah, I mean it's very difficult to hit a barrier on this circuit. It's so much
so far away,
runoff area.
Well, with Martin now as he comes down the start-finish straight, must have been turn 1 that I think he lost that. Lost the car there. You can see the barrier is actually quite close to the circuit around turn 1 on the left-hand side, so I think that's probably where he lost it.
Okay.
But certainly wouldn't have been on track, I wouldn't have thought, the debris. So, race control being a bit overcautious. Let him go racing. Back when the late Charlie Whiting was still in control. Have Hamilton on the radio saying, "Come on, Charlie, let's go."
Yeah. You know, and you'd have Sebastian Vettel on the radio saying slightly different things about Charlie Whiting.
It's still wet. This is crazy.
I wonder how long the safety car's tyres last.
Yeah, we can discuss some strategy now. Has it got to stop? Sorry guys, just do it on your own. I've got to go in and get new tyres. I guess it's probably to let Martin catch up.
Yeah, it could be that, or it could, again, just be waiting for the rain to subside a little bit. It's most likely for Martin, to be fair.
Yeah, I was thinking we hadn't actually seen it come out other than for someone sort of having an accident yet tonight.
Boy Williamson getting slightly impatient in the back of the pack, overtaking Paul Carey briefly down the start finish straight.
Oh wow, so you passed... Oh sorry, no, I'm on Bob Zander, yeah. I thought you passed 2 cars then. Both Ferraris down the back of the thing. Could be good, Zander though. If Boy starts making up places, could perhaps tow Zander through. fall again there as the cars backing themselves up a bit.
Yeah, it can be beneficial to sort of follow your teammate through the pack. As Paul Correa gets a 10-second penalty for cutting turn 5. That was only a minor cut. That should not have warranted full 10 second. And Sander Hermans was the exact same thing for him as well. That is.
Nils Ekema gets 5 seconds there. You would have thought. I mean, I get it. It's not fair that they get such harsh penalties for minor cuts, but you would have thought after quite a few races now, and with a lot of safety car laps, these guys would learn.
Yeah.
I mean, just any corner cut, anything can warrant that 10-second penalty. As unfair as it is under safety car conditions, you can still get it.
Yeah.
Just stay on the track. Granted, it's not as easy to do when it's wet. They could run wide, but still, under the safety car, just that you've got to respect those track limits.
Well, as you know, Dan, I find it easy enough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not even a single warning in the wet.
Nope.
Unbelievable.
And 3 races in a row without a penalty.
Yeah. Hence the no penalties nickname in the Discord.
Well, it's no warnings now.
Yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely. Rightly so. A little bit letting the safety car get away from him. No racing until it gets in hits past the safety car line. Gets 3 for 3 in terms of good restarts here.
I'd say that's a yes.
Slippery, yeah. I'd agree. 1.1 seconds there as they cross the start-finish line there. Damien Hartman, though, making a good job of it there. Half a second behind Nicky Visser. Going into the first corner. I'll watch everyone else, see if they can all get through. Okay. Good luck, everyone. Boy Williamson there, passing Paul Quarry into turn 1. Nice move from him.
It's been coming a while.
Yeah, he's been saying he's going to do it the whole time under the safety car. Takes it. So, the Hermans are looking to get by. Yellow flag in sector 1. Who's that? Oh, we've lost Martin again. Keep it going, Martin. Really struggling is Ryder Cooper. Easy though to get it right through 1 and 2. John Donkel's gone.
John Donkel's on. No.
No.
Birthday boy.
It's an unfortunate retirement. John Donkel is off circuit though, so hopefully no safety car. And we'll stick a ball with Martin Parker, but just to get a good view of that incident there as we come through turn 7. The car's gone, but it was on the exit of turn 7 on the left-hand side. Easily done there as you come out of that right to left complex of corners. Lose that back end. Sector 3, we've lost Nisha Bahadwasing, I think, off of the run-off. He spun.
Oh, that is not good.
Again, another easy place to do it. Always doing donuts. Gets it back. Oh, and a 10-second penalty just to rub it in.
Oh.
Come on. He didn't gain any time from that. That's unfair. Unfortunate for Niche there.
See, that touches on again what we were saying just a few moments ago. It's the driver's responsibility to remain in full control of his car.
Yeah. But I mean, when I understand it under the safety car when you kind of cut a corner and quote-unquote gain time. I know it's under safety car, but when you've gone off, done pirouettes and spins, and there's no way he's gained time from that. That's just crazy. I mean, how can you rejoin the track in an unsuspicious manner when you've gone that far off and done some spins?
Yeah, I think part of the reason behind that 10-second penalty that stems from, if you remember when in 2018 players would massively abuse the track limits in the time trial and setting lap times of 1:17 or something like that. And Codemasters just clamped down heavily on that by just giving penalties for every time you go off track at this circuit. And that's really the cause of it.
Yeah. Players cheat, and now we get punished.
Yes.
That's how it works. I think actually a lot of those time trial times are still standing on the. At least they were.
On the
I don't know if
18
they've
thing.
removed them. Yeah.
Adrian really doesn't look comfortable now. He looks really twitchy. Like his tyres are at sort of 50% wear already on the rears.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, he can regain some confidence here. Still looking comfortable out front. Just about 2 seconds is the gap to Nicky Visser behind him.
Ooh,
Damien Hartman
drifting
goes
again.
fastest though.
I'd be curious to see Nishi's setup.
Yeah.
The circuit.
Yeah, that's a good question. I wonder who's actually gone for a dry setup or a wet setup, knowing it's going to be wet.
I mean, Nishi's literally drifting around
Yeah.
every single corner.
Does not look happy, that car at the moment.
Battle developing for P2, Damien Hartman, Season 5 champion on Season 6 champion, Visser.
Yep. Couple of tenths between those two. Yeah, then it's 6 seconds for the rest of the grid after that. Guido Urshan heads up the Formula 1.5 P1
Yep.
position.
Hey,
1-2 for Red Bull.
Red Bull are in a good position at the moment. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what's that? 22 points between them if they're able to stay there. Oh, Guido's lost it.
Oh no!
Sorry,
Keep it
Guido.
on. Oh no, he's out. Safety car.
That's safety car number 3,
Number 4 now.
number 4. Sorry, Guido. That was my fault. Commentator's curse.
Unbelievable.
That's amazing how quickly it can happen. I mean, there's 22 seconds delay between when I say it and when they hear it, so that was definitely shorter than 22 seconds.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Got away with that one.
Well, Guido didn't.
No. He hit one of the marker boards whilst he was spinning there. I wonder if that was what caused the safety car in the debris from that being on track.
Could be.
Because I mean, nothing else of his car was on track there that I could see.
The driver that was behind Guido, Niels Eekma, he's now in P5. He started 15th, gained 10 places.
Yeah. I mean, he's done an awesome job there, actually. I don't know. We must have missed all of his overtakes.
I haven't
seen any.
I haven't seen any overtakes. What bloody overtakes?
Yeah, just seeing. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers behind him have stopped. But he must have passed Nisha. He's dropped down the order. That's probably allowed him up there. Funnel. Must have passed Mark Stapper's Bastian Brain as well. At some point. Ari Kopp too. No drivers stopping under the safety car, but Martin Party Cooper, Nisha Mahadusing are a bit further back, so they've got to catch up to the pack. Only, I think I've only seen one speeding under safety car penalty tonight, though.
Yes,
That's pretty good.
So DeWitt is really getting some practice in for these safety car restarts
Yeah.
in this race.
Yeah, he is. Well, three for three so far.
How can we have had 4 safety cars before the
15
end of lap
laps.
15?
I know.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean, we normally finish the stream in about an hour. And we've got the best part of 40 laps to go.
I wonder whether this is going to reach the 2-hour limit. I've never seen an online race hit that limit, because of course that is the rule in real F1. A race must be no longer than either 305 kilometers or 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, so interesting. I don't know how that. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how that would look on a stream. I guess that the laps would just become minutes and start counting down.
I think, yeah, I suppose so. But I think the race will just end as soon as when the 2-hour mark is passed. When they cross the checkered flag after that moment, then that is effectively the end of the race. So.
Right. I mean, hopefully they would show a timer. And that's how they do it. Because I remember you recently live streamed '96 Monaco Grand Prix on the F1 the F1 channel. Was the same deal, and it showed a timer on the screen for the viewers, which I don't know when it started, but once it hit 0, you get one more lap from when it hit 0, and that's the last lap. I think there's another race actually that was streamed not long ago which had the same thing, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember which one it was. Both guy in this lap though.
He's only pitting for new tyres.
Yep, he'll need them. That's some fuel.
He'll be out again next lap.
Yeah. A little bit taking a wide line there through 11. What's that one called? Baguette or something? Bossonnet?
No, Buisson, isn't it?
Buisson?
Something like that.
I forget.
Yeah,
I should really write these things down.
Busset
through Bendor, then Village, Port, and Virage du Pont. 10-15. So still come around 14 now. Nice head start into 15 on the curb, but gets a good exit. I don't think he's bested Nicky Visser this time though.
No.
Still a good gap though. 7/6 tenths now.
5.
Yeah, I'll give him 3.5 out of 4. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't his best one. That's for...
No, he's under a bit more pressure than he has been so far though.
Yeah.
We'll see how he does.
Boy Williamson though passes Ricard up to P6. Further behind the leaders here. It certainly was quicker through this complex here, 6 and 7 than Nicky in the last couple of laps. That shows there 1 second now as we exit the first sector. Amy Hartman out all over the back of Nicky as we saw in the previous few laps before the safety car was deployed. A bit deep there into turn 8. Amy Hartman.
Boy's going to go for the overtake on Ikma, I think.
Well, let's see.
Dangerous.
No, I think's better off it there. Ikma retains P5 for now.
Oh, Ikma's gone wide. There we go. That's what Boy wanted. The pressure was enough.
He still keeps it though for now. The Boy looks to go around the outside. We've lost Parley Cooper again. Around sector 3. Nice pass there from Boy though, Williamson around the outside of Nils Ikma, around turn 12. Good stuff. A little bit though, regaining control at the front. 1.3 seconds to the Visser. Actually, Nicky's actually lost an end plate there on the left-hand side. His left, our right, as you watch him now.
Sure that's what Damie Hartman wants to hear.
Yeah, and De Vit as well in P1. A lot of high-speed corners here. It's certainly not going to play into his benefit at all.
Oh, Damie's gone very wide at Lecole.
Oh,
got away with it
now. Yeah, just about with Nicky Visser still. I mean, you've obviously driven a 100% race under these conditions on Tuesday, Adrian. Is there sort of anything in the driving style you can do just to kind of? Is there a rhythm you can get into, or is it just every lap is almost, really fighting the car around?
No. I've found it to be once you do sort of 4 or 5 laps in a row without a safety car, then you're okay. You kind of get your flow and you can maintain your focus. It's when it all gets broken up by these safety cars that is what I found the most difficult. We had 3 safety cars in our race, and each time, especially on the first lap after the safety car had come in, that's what I found most difficult.
Right.
So we've got an overtake.
Yeah, Boy Williamson there around the outside of 14, then the inside of 15, and gets past Groening. I don't know if you were referencing another pass.
No.
Oh, very deep event, gets past Mark Stappers into turn 1 as well around the outside. Everyone passing around the outside at the moment.
Yep.
Seems like there's more grip there somehow.
I had Sean Street do that to me on Tuesday around the outside of turn 1. That was it was a very good move. In fact.
Certainly not the easiest place to pass.
No. I still beat him though.
Yeah, damn right. Hell yeah. Boy Williamson certainly making some moves. I mean, we rode on board actually with Marcel droning into turn 1 when they were kind of side by side. Still, Marcel trying to maintain P4, but you just saw the difference in how late they were braking. As droning stopped for turn 1, Williamson just shot off forward. So he's certainly braking a lot later than some other drivers at the moment.
Mm. Yeah, and that just comes with the confidence that comes each lap in driving in these conditions. You get to realise what you can and can't, or what the car can and can't do.
Yeah.
On track, we've got yellows in 2 again. That is Tyler Cooper.
Really struggling, fortunately for him. Still, they're all the same at the front though. Still, De Vit looks to be pulling out a slow but steady gap. Not quite as much as he had last time.
No. He's still there. He's still ahead.
Yep.
Niels Ekema just went off the last 2 corners. It went way off, in fact. Lost 2 places.
Ah, okay. Yep.
But Breen about to make the pass on Carey. No.
No.
Oh, yes, he is.
Yes, no, he is. Yeah.
There he goes. That's an atrocious exit, really, from Carey.
Got there, those two going side by side through to 3. So Quarry taking the
he's going to try and. He's going to try and. Yeah, he had no. There was no option. De Breen ran him out of room.
Madison going way wide there. The McLaren driver going off. Doesn't get a penalty though, but loses 2 places in the process. Ekema fairly close to Zander Herman though. I mean, he's made a great comeback. Zander Herman, I didn't actually catch that either. All these drivers coming out of nowhere to the top half of the grid here. He must have had some opportunity there to follow his teammate through. They both came from 13 and 14, I think it was, for the safety car. Certainly looking stronger in the race here than they were in qualifying. Good to see. Ricard P6. They're really demonstrating that idea that he's improving every race at the moment, Ricard.
Yeah.
No, he's really good.
Sanders in the pit. Sorry to interrupt your flow there.
And Neil Ziekma. Both drivers there coming in. I'm just saying, yeah, I think he finished P6, didn't he, last time out? 8 points. Serving a penalty, though, for Neil Ziekma. By the looks of it, 5 second stop, go. More wets going on. Arne Herman beats into it.
Drivers starting to set sort of proper wet lap times now. 151.5 from Stildevitt. That's the personal best for him.
Yeah, 3 seconds as well now, the gap to Nicky Visser behind him. I don't know if it's my eyes or if it actually is an effect that you get in the wet here, but I'm seeing wake off of tyres when they're going through the pit lane.
That's interesting.
Oh, definitely. Oh, Nisham Haddelsing retires. Lost it same place as John Donkel did. Next in turn 7. Shame. Looking so strong. I mean, P2 started.
Yeah.
Pointing for Niche there.
Yeah, it's really disappointing. And as you said, it's the exact same spot as John Donkel. I think it was exactly the same spot.
Yeah, exactly. Spot on. Interesting enough, though, for the first time in I can remember, every single driver here has gained positions. No one's losing out.
That is true. Although very deep vein, it's got him as gain 2, but he hasn't got a little up arrow. He's just got a dash.
Visser. But Visser definitely has improved because Nisham Haddelsing was P2 when we started the race. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Perhaps a glitch there. Wouldn't surprise me.
Glitch in F1?
No. Boy Williamson though making a right day of this. Right behind Damien Hartman now. Those two. Damien Hartman and Nicky Visser were sort of putting away on their own. Definitely when Guido Ocean was in 4th place.
You get the feeling that the boy's kind of regained his not his mojo necessarily, but his confidence in the car. As the more laps that he does without the safety car appearing.
Ooh,
that is really deep.
Whoopsie, sorry, boy.
We're just mute our mics.
Yeah,
we
don't speak. See, we've got some more comments. Sildovit texting in from the car as per usual. Saying, "Oh my God, what is going on?" I guess that was during the safety car period. Ryan Lear, hi, I'm here for a race. Yep, we all are, and we're getting one now, which is good. There's see some issues too, probably for who that was for actually. Van der Herman passed Paul Quarry just then, I think.
Yeah, Quarry had gone off at Le Col, just coming back onto the track.
Big Bad Buddha commenting saying, "Thanks, Adrian."
Yeah, sorry about that. That is, of course, Guido version. I didn't do it on purpose.
But no, it's funny how still when commentating a race, I still don't have a clue what's going on. Well, Neil Ziekma was now P12. I guess he did just stop though, didn't he?
He did stop, yeah.
And
he came in
now
with
P7.
Sander.
Yeah, that's right. Seeing everyone sort of spreading out as we usually see once we get a couple of racing laps underway, but Boy Williamson and Damien Hartman still pressuring Nicky Visser. But Sildovit now makes 5 seconds the gap to P2 behind him. Paul Quarry stops for more wet tyres by the looks of it. Perhaps the front wing as well. And a stop go as well, I think that was.
If the drivers can complete the next 3.5 laps in the space of 9 minutes, will be under the 2-hour mark at that pace.
Okay. Things should be doable. Although our commentary has been known to certainly curse tonight's race, so who knows what could happen.
Deeper vein.
Oh,
Oh.
you okay? Is he alright?
Yeah, no, he's fine. I was on the exit of 9, the unnamed turn 9.
Yeah. The bastard, I think. It's so slippery exiting that corner. I think probably very deep vein experience. Napper starts to reel him in. I'll do Renault proud here tonight. Yeah, Deeper Vein looking much sort of more confident on the power through this windy sector 3. Starts to put out a bit of a gap now from Stappers.
Williamson on Hartman.
Oh
no, he thought better of it again.
I think Party Cooper's gone off again through sector 3. Rejoins, don't get Paul Quarry involved.
Oh.
Yeah, that looked close on the minimap.
Yeah, that was very close. He did remain off track.
Right, okay. See what Boy can do here then, on the back of Damien Hartman. Both with the same ERS mode here. Maybe pulling away a little bit, maybe a slightly less downforce. What the word I'm looking for here? Downforce reliant setup, is that the word?
Yeah.
That'll do. It's a bit slippery though, out of 9. Gives Boy a bit of a run on the back of him. Will he go for that pass? Oh, he's going to go for it, side by side. Oh, Damie's off a bit. And the exit of turn 10 into 11. Boy still gets the inside line. Good racing from those two under these conditions.
Yeah.
Nice pass there.
Oh,
Damie gets a bit slippery.
Oh dear.
Oh, that was close.
An hour in, we're getting some action.
Yeah. Finally. Lap 24. Now we're talking. Damie decides to pits now. Maybe his tyres aren't best in condition after 24 laps, although only, what, 10, 15 under racing conditions?
Yeah.
They would have thought it'd be a bit more suitable.
Yeah, but he's probably thinking more about the second stint than the first stint.
True. Oh, Williamson going quite deep into 1 there. That time he gained on Nicky Vissenau, lost. Still within a second though. Still just loving this right now. 6.5 seconds. Pulled out since our last restart. Really relishing the wet conditions, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he's probably more relishing the fact that the other drivers are struggling with it.
Yeah.
And I think that's also giving him a bit of a boost. Mentally.
Williamson's going to the inside. Stays behind him though. Into turn 8 and 9.
Some good racing between these two former teammates from last season.
Yeah, certainly is.
Constructors champions as well.
Yep. Oh, see Williamson correcting there. Much better speed and line carry through turn 10 than Visser though. You see that gain visually, couldn't you, as he closed up onto the back of him, even with a slight kick of oversteer.
Williamson just looks like he's just much more aggressive and there's much more faith in the car.
Yeah. I mean, perhaps you watched the Spanish Grand Prix that was streamed yesterday on the F1 channel where Schumacher absolutely loved the wet. Took some tips out of his book.
Yeah, the Reagan Meister.
Yep. I was going to let you do the French, or sorry, the German for it, so I wasn't going to give that one a go. Very well done. Of course, all this playing into the hands of Sildavit up front as well. Almost 8 seconds now. It was a fight for position. Got the two Alfa Romeos meeting on track for the first time tonight. Damien Hartman, Baz Den Breyen together. As Hartmann passes Deeper Vein. P6.
That was Denbrian.
Sorry.
Deeper Vein.
Was it? Oh, what was Deeper Vein? Oh, that was Denbrian. Sorry, yeah. Too many B's. Denbrian and Deeper Vein look very similar at a glance.
Yeah, if you are going to join F1 Tonight Netherlands, can you make sure your name doesn't start with a B?
Yeah. New rule. That is making progress now, having passed. Turn 6. Maybe Hartmann now also getting past these men on the right.
There are 2 drivers on the track, Dan, with no warnings for either one. Who do you think they are?
I think that is... I think it's Boy Williamson.
Okay.
And Sildevit.
You're half right. Sildevit is one.
Okay, the other one then is, don't tell me, it's Ricard.
No.
Perfect. It's Jamie Hartmann.
No.
Nailed it. Nils Ekman.
No.
Here we go, Mark Snappers.
No.
Bam! It's Zander Herman.
No.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now who it is. Nicky Visser.
Yes. He's got it in one.
Nailed it. First time. Just list off the whole grid.
Yellow's in 3.
That's I think that's Mark.
Quarry.
Oh, that's Paul Quarry this time.
How dare you assume it's going to be Martin Parker?
I didn't. I thought the dots look very similar colour to me.
No, that's true. That's true.
I thought it was. I just thought Party Cooper. You're right. I did assume a little bit, but they look similar. Both those drivers struggling. Turn 10 being a corner of focus for losses of grip tonight. Jamie Hartmann now passes Baz Denbrian. Or P6.
An old teammate switch.
Yep. Whether it was intentional or not, I doubt it.
Yeah, I also doubt it.
Is there a tumbleweed on the track there?
Was it?
I don't know, what are you trying to say? This is boring, is it? I don't know, there was a, I'm going to try to see if I can get it again with Mark Shappers. There was an external sort of an off-board camera which looked like there was a tumbleweed on track.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you get them in France. Rural France. I mean, it is quite rural. There's not much around here. Let's have a look to see if we can see it again. Yeah, there it is! There it is again! If you look back on the stream, you can see it. Did you see it?
I'm going to have a look.
Yeah, you're going to have to. Look back on the stream now, you'll see it. It's a tumbleweed.
Oh, Paul Correa's gone.
Oh no, Paul Correa's out.
I was riding with him.
Exit of turn 6 for that.
Yes.
Looks like he might be a bit on track as well. We'll get on board with Visser there.
Safety car number 5.
Safety car is out. That barrier's right up in the air as well. He's hitting that with some force. Look like it anyway. His car's gone now. No, it isn't. It's still there. Yeah, look, the barrier's lifted up off the ground. Of course, in real life, we'd be hoping he was okay. Of course, he is okay. Hopefully.
As it's a game, we don't care.
Yeah, as it's a game, don't care. Mentally, maybe not so good, but physically, he's
no.
Then again, if he was using a rig similar to, I can't remember who it was. There was someone doing a NASCAR race live streamed. It was a load of famous drivers doing it, and his rig had such strong force feedback that when he had a shunt, his rig fell over.
Oh my god!
The whole thing. It had the screens in it and everything, and it completely tumbled over because it had such strong force feedback. There's the tumbleweed again. Have you seen it?
No, I'm gonna have to have a look then.
Oh, please have a look. Just confirm that I'm not insane. Have a look again here as we go through with. Oh no, Damien Hartmann won't be able to see it. You can't see it looking back. Only. Only looking forward. Did you see it? You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it. Okay.
Yay!
Alright, confirmed.
Confirmed tumbleweed on the track. Yeah! Ding, ding, ding.
I thought you were trying to say that I told a bad joke or something.
No.
I was like, what? Bloody tumble.
It's a physical tumbleweed.
Top four drivers in the pit then.
Yep.
Silver Bit, Nicky Visser, Boy Williamson, Marcel Droning, Ricard as well.
Oh, I know this is not race pertinent. You can see the wake of the water as well as they go through the puddles there. Very nice.
Oh, indeed. Yes.
Yeah, have you seen that?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I didn't know that was an effect they had in the game, but there we go. Play with their toy boats in the pit lane. Similar as we saw in Japan. We regularly see in Japan whenever it's raining so much there, the teams just launch their own little boats down the pit lane. Normally Red Bull cans for the Red Bull team.
This is actually a very convenient safety car this time around. It's at the natural pit stop window for the wet tyres.
Yep. Indeed, and of course I have missed it, but we are at the halfway point of this F1 tonight. Netherlands Grand Prix here, Season 7, Round 8. The French Grand Prix, and Sildovit absolutely loving it in P1. He had about 8 seconds over, doors over Nicky Visser. Stopped. Did Boy Williamson stop that as well, and Damien Hartland?
No, Boy stopped a few laps previous, so he didn't. Yeah, he didn't stop in this. No, he did. He did. He's on no lap old tyres. Did he? How did he?
I don't know how he jumped him. If they just got up in traffic.
And Nicky's on inters.
Yeah, just going to say Nicky Visser on intermediate tyres here. Don't know if Jeff's got that right or if Nicky's got it wrong.
I mean, visually, just sort of looking at it, doesn't look like inters, does it?
No, it certainly doesn't. But certainly, I mean, Sildovit, I think now definitely the most under pressure he would have been all race with Boy Williamson behind him. Boy's certainly looking the raciest of everyone out there at the moment, overtaking a lot of people to get back up to P2. Yes, I don't know how, because Boy did pass. No, but yeah, Boy was leading, wasn't he? He was up behind Sildovit.
Oh, Dan, I've got it. I've got it. I know what it is.
Aha!
Nicky Visser had end plate damage.
Oh yeah, new
which
wing.
they've now repaired, and so that's how he's dropped behind.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Of course, Boy Williamson and Sildovit both pits. That's why Boy's not inherited the lead. Now Damien Hartman, no, into P3. With his teammate Bastian Brain stopping, that's released him.
This safety car will be out here for the maximum possible time because Parker Cooper is still 57 seconds behind the car in front of him.
Yes. Yeah. Do you know what the maximum length of time is?
4 laps off the top of my head.
Right, okay. .23 laps remaining, possibly 19 under racing conditions if we don't get any more safety cars. How does this bode for our 2-hour limit? Do you know?
Yeah, we're under the 2 hours at the moment. We'd need sort of 2 or 3 more safety cars.
Right, okay. For full distance, 4 laps each?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. Yeah, this restart's certainly going to be probably one of the closest, depending on how Boy gets on, and Sil for that matter. Yeah, so Boy Williamson up 8 places. His teammate Zander Herman's up 7 as well. Certainly been a good race for Ferrari compared to qualifying.
Well, Ricard with a 10-second penalty. That was very similar to the ones we saw earlier on for Paul Correa. But yes, yeah, good stuff from Ferrari, making their way back up to 2nd and 6th, but where they belong. I mean, I'd say Zander Herman's probably be even higher up than that.
Yeah. He's got all the opportunity now with a safety car restart, nice and close to the guys in front. I think Silderville will be the most annoyed over all of this because he's he worked up about 10 seconds, I think, on Nicky Visser behind him with a safety car.
Just makes it more interesting for him.
It does, yeah. I'm not sure he'll see it that way.
It will feel even better when he does end up winning.
Yep,
knowing
indeed.
what he had to do. I'm really curious to see how Nicky's tyres are going to fare against the wet runners.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he made the right call. I mean, I don't remember if Nicky was involved in any of the drivers going on the or staying on the wet a bit too long in Canada. Was that how it went? The drivers stayed out a bit too long, weren't they? Was there anyone that went on the inters too early as well?
Yeah. Nicky went on the inters early.
Yeah, was it too early?
I think.
I think it might have been too soon.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It was too early in that he lost 2 seconds a lap for 5 laps because he was on the wrong tyre.
Came out.
No, but the track conditions improved so that the tyre he was on was the correct tyre.
Right, yeah. Everyone stopped, didn't they, to go on to the inters.
Yeah.
That brought him back into it.
Yeah. Tyre for 5 laps, but it was the right tyre for 20 laps, so the right tyre overall.
Yeah, it worked out in the end. Maybe he's done the same thing here then. Certainly pay off well if these guys have got to pit. See, we had the first 2 halves heavy, the last part light rain. So the light rain's not far off if it's coming. Lap 40. So arguably they've got 9 laps to put out a nice pit stop gap to Nicky Visser. Not lose out to him.
No. The safety car is in this lap. Carter Cooper now back on the back of the pack. Gained almost a full minute.
Yeah, great pace. Sort of it takes the common wide line through there that he's been doing every restart so far. We turn 11. Stick on board with Boy Williamson so we can just see how much of a gap or how little of a gap Sildervik can pull out on him. Restart here. Bits of sun glimmering through now. Could be drying up. Oh, Sildervik goes for the pits. So,
okay, what's that about?
Maybe he thinks it's inters.
Yeah, I think he does. Which means Nicky Visser is going to be lead, surely. I didn't expect that.
No. Let's see how his tyres look. I mean, he's certainly not losing time to Damien Hartman. We go through 1 and 2. If anything, actually gained on him, so I think it is changeable now. But Williamson, though, still leading the way. Or now leading the way, I should say, as after Sil's stop.
Nicky Visser about to make the move for 2.
On the outside.
Almost off track.
Yeah, it was. You could just see how much later he could brake there compared to Damien Hartman on the wet tyre. I'm just looking at... Sorry.
I was just going to say, yeah, Nicky's made absolutely the right call.
Yeah.
You can just see it, can't you? You
can see, Damie's on view, on board, how far he's gone now. Since, Damie going slippy, slidey. We turn 10. Let's Marcel droning through. Yeah, definitely this was a good call from Nicky Visser. Might have been a bit early last time out in Canada, but he's got it
boy.
Back. Oh!
Sorry.
Oh boy! I was just saying, might have been a bit early last time out in Canada, but he's nailed it this time.
Yeah, absolutely
Boy
bang on.
Williamson into the pits now.
Expect them all to come in.
Yeah, Damien Hartman coming in now. Zander Herman staying out.
Oh, Alfa Romeo's double stacking.
Yeah, I think that's probably why Zander's stayed out, is to avoid the double stack. Ari Kopp stays out. There's Martin Pitts. Maybe those two are in communication.
This is going to hurt Baz.
Yeah, it is, yeah. He's now just stuck behind Damie. In he goes. Yeah, looks like Martin Party Cooper got the overcut on him there through that. Gets out ahead of the Alfa Romeo. Oh, who's that? It was Marcel Droning being passed by Boy Williamson there as he comes back out on the inter-tyre. Yeah, so Nicky Visser 6 seconds now over Zander Herman on the wet tyre. Looking the gap to the leader, 17 seconds for Sildavit. Your question now of who's got the best pace on the inter tyre. Certainly was Sil on the wets.
Sil de wet.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yellow's in 3.
Who's that for?
Oh, is that Deeper Vein?
Yes, it is. Yeah, Deeper Vein.
He was P4.
Oh no. Wet tyres perhaps really not working for him now.
Yeah. Yeah, Deeper Vein spun again.
Still getting a bit slippery there through turn 14.
Pit stops for the last of the next batch of the wet runners.
Yep.
Sort of with the fastest lap as well, but he's 17 seconds off the back of Nicky.
Yeah, he didn't gain much either over the course of the end of that lap. Had a bit of a slippery moment at the exit of turn 14. Slowed him down a bit. See if he can make that time up. Tyre life of the Inters, roughly?
25 laps.
Yeah, so more than enough to get to the end. Although Vissers will certainly be at the end of their tether once they get to the end of the race. Could prove be beneficial to Vit.
Still no warnings for Nicky, or indeed for Sil.
Very good. Yeah, Nicky's starting to stretch out that lead now. 17.6 seconds. Over 17.3 at the start of the lap.
Yeah, the new personal best first and second sectors for Nicky. And a new fastest lap.
Very nice.
No purple sectors.
Yeah, funny that.
Yeah,
Is that Party Cooper that's gone off? Yeah. Turn
It
10
is
again.
this time. Also, Droney just goes round the outside.
Yep. Saw that. Move P10. Point on the table. Yeah, funny, Nicky. Certainly a more comfortable leader than he is as a follower.
Yes.
You know, dominates when he's leading, but not always the best catcher-upper. See what Sil can do though. 18 laps remaining.
Purple first sector from Boy Williamson, currently P3.
Yep. I'm just looking around the rest of the grid. Everyone else is a bit more spread out now. Those pit stops are kind of jumbled up the order a bit.
It's an absolutely genius call, wasn't it, from Nicky to come in for those intermediates. It was clearly raining heavily.
Yeah,
but and they were the wrong tyre at that moment, but it was still under safety car conditions, and obviously he knew that the safety car would be out for a little while.
Yeah, did he stop under the safety car, did he, or did he stop before the safety car?
No, he stopped under the safety car.
Yeah, see, that's what made it work for him, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, really good call. Yeah, and him and Still look pretty evenly paced. The gap really not coming down or going up too much.
Mm.
Boy Williamson goes fastest. He's starting to catch up on Still now.
It's a full second faster than Still on that lap.
Yeah, that's pretty good going there from Boy Williamson.
.20 seconds behind the leader. Boy.
Yep. There's been some real kind of... Everyone's had their shot at the top, haven't they, really, this race?
Yeah.
So in one way or another.
I do feel slightly bad for Still.
Yeah.
Led the race for so long. I mean, it's not over. We're only, I mean, we've still got sort of 17 and a half laps to go.
And a gap now 16.8, so it is coming down.
Yes.
Yeah, not particularly quick, but coming down.
Yeah, you feel like he's done all the hard work, and
yeah,
now, he's now got a different mountain to climb.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, isn't it? You've got to be quick as well as have the strategy mind on you as well. And Still was very quick today, but just maybe left it a bit too late with the tyre change.
Yep.
And that's what's going to haunt him, if anything. Although, you know, if he's still on for P2, which he is, you could argue. I mean, he's pulled out another couple of tenths on Boy Williamson behind him.
Yep.
Still a good result.
Oh, Sander Hermans for the fastest lap.
Yeah.
A tenth faster than Sil on that lap.
See if he can make P4 up. He's closing in on Damien Hartman now, less than a second. The Alfa Romeo driver. He gets a penalty there.
Damien will be starting to feel the pressure from Sander Hermans.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just hitting around that second mark. It'll be just enough. Or as he gets a bit sideways there through 8 and 9.
And that will please Sander to see him struggling like that.
Yeah. Definitely will. It's a faster tumbleweed.
Oh, another mistake from Damien again.
Sander playing it patient. He knows he's got him on the ropes.
Yep. And Damien's no slouch. You know,
no, absolutely not.
He is an F1 Tonight champion, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Race wins into double digits.
Yep. Definitely not an easy driver to catch up with. Speaking of catching up with people, Zil de Wit is now 14.5 seconds behind Nicky Visser, so that gap's coming down. Definitely going quicker than him at the minute.
Ari Kops just passed Niels Ikma in the start and finish straight. That's for 6th place.
Yep. Nice stuff from Ari.
I've been impressed with Ari so far this race.
Yeah. Yeah, touched it.
Niels.
Oh, it goes really deep there into 5.
Lost position to De Bruyne.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. Maybe got a slap of understeer or something and went a bit deep.
It went in a bit buried deeper vein.
Yeah, you did, yeah. You're on the ball with the puns tonight, Adrian.
I don't know about you, Dan, but I'm getting safety car withdrawal symptoms. We haven't had one for
yeah, I know,
10
I'm
laps
missing it now. Come on. Where's the action? Our fair share. Like.
5 in one race, I think that's...
That'll do.
Yeah. I can't tell you whether that is a record or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I don't remember any other time when it's been 5. I think if a 6th one comes out, that will...
Definitely be.
definitely be the record.
Yeah. Deeper vein getting close to Party Cooper here. Good effort from Party Cooper as well. I mean, he's been right at the back for, you know, the majority of this race, you know, being 20 seconds behind. Not a lap down. No one's been a lap down actually tonight so far because of all these safety cars, I would have thought, but still.
Yeah.
Good effort from everyone. But yeah, Martin Party Cooper still get a position back from being that far behind. That's good effort from him.
Yep. Safety car assisted, of course.
Yep.
I mean, he was nearly a minute behind.
Yeah.
I think it was actually Deeper Vein that was ahead of him at that time.
Yeah.
But he's still going.
Yeah. They're just a place out of the points. Albeit if he's 12 seconds away from that.
Deeper Vein. Deeper Vein went a bit too deep.
Indeed. I think it's going to dry up.
It's looking that way.
Yeah.
Purple sector 1 from Steel Levitt, and then purple sector 2 from Damien Hartman. P2 and P4.
Yep.
Son Herman still have not passed Damie. Thought that move would happen a couple of laps ago.
Yeah. They kind of been in a bit of a stalemate. In other news, I think Nicky Visser might have a book coming out after this race.
Oh yeah? What's he calling it?
From falling behind to changing tyres on time, the Nicky Visser story.
Oh, brilliant. I'll pick that one up. How long have you been working on that one?
I've been thinking of at least a couple of laps. If I can think of any more, I'll let you know.
Could be.
Not one of my best. Closing up at the back of the top. There into 8. Gives our a couple more corners here to maintain P6.
Damie almost lost it out of 10. He's gone wide at turn 11.
Right on the back of him now, isn't he? Gonna wait here through 14 and 15, see what we can do into 1 maybe. Oh, didn't get a good run through 15 there. Jamie's saving ARS still. Sanders using his. Oh, bit of a lag there forward and just at the end.
That's not what you want.
No.
Just while we stay with this battle, the front two just at the exact same lap time as each other.
Very nice. Yeah, there's definitely. There's not much in them, is there?
No.
These two today. Certainly on the intermediate tyres, anyway. And through turn 9. Up past Tumbleweed. Oh, Tumbleweed. So close. These two just battling it out. It's really good.
Got a feeling something is going to happen at that
past
turn.
Mark Stappers. Sorry to step on you there, Adrian. Yeah, Marcel joining up to P9.
Good stuff.
Shame for Stappers though, losing out. Home race for his team anyway. Still a point in it though.
Yep.
What makes it count?
And again, Stappers with no assists at all.
Yeah.
And cockpit view as well. He uses. Yeah,
that's pretty good going. Anyway, that 1 point will be enough to move him up to. That's going to be P14, I think, in the standings. He'll be ahead of his teammate now, Peter Phillip. As it stands. These two battles for P6 and P4 going on here as Dembrain still chasing down Ari Kopp. Good defensive drive here from Ari, from a driver like Baz.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
No easy feat.
These are, they don't mind me saying, these are two of them probably more mature, more senior drivers in the league.
Yeah.
About 100 years between them. I added together.
Nice. Not bad, not bad.
Combined age is what I was trying to think
of. The rain has stopped.
That's interesting. Didn't say it was going to stop. It just that it was going to be light.
Starting to see a lot of that vapour now being thrown off the tyres as the track starts to become less moist. Don't know why that's such a funny word, moist. Just to de-moisten. Boy Williamson opting to pop in first. Going for the soft compound.
Yeah.
This could be inspired.
Inspired by his former teammate.
Indeed, yeah.
This is either going to be absolutely amazing or the worst decision he's ever made.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on him. No grip at the moment.
Takes P5 from him. Thought. Nope, not quite. Maybe in a minute though, because he's going very deep into a lot of these turns here. Yeah, inside, turn 5, nice move. And Dembrain also having that as well, thank you. Eekma and Deepervein all in as well there on...
Eekman's gone for the...
Eekma's hit the pit exit.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Deepervein on the soft tyre as well. A bit too early. Nicky Viss is staying out again. See what Sildervit does. Stays out.
Yeah, that's why it's cool. I mean, normally I'd say, you know, if he wants to beat him, he's going to have to do something different. But I think, yeah, coming in now will be really
Yeah.
detrimental.
Too soon.
Oh, deeper veins out.
No! Virtual safety
BSC.
car deployed. Where do we lose him? Oh, at turn 1. He just stopped as well. No soft tyres. I mean, that's anything to go by. That's it right there.
Yep. So this is actually going to help. Oh no, it isn't. It's not a full safety car. I thought it was, and I thought Sealed of it would have another opportunity.
Yeah.
But it is, of course, just a VSE, so drivers have to. Well, they have a delta time come up on their dashboards or at the top of their screen, and they have to remain above that delta time. So they're told when they're driving too fast. The idea of that is to keep all drivers the exact same distance between each other as they were before the VSE came out.
Absolutely. And Stapper's now passing Droning up to P8 as Droning pits for medium tyres. Interesting.
Okay.
There's not. I think he maybe thinks there's a couple more laps than there actually are in this race.
Possibly. Neil Zeekman has come off the track. He's surely coming in for a new wing.
Or not?
No, gonna stay out.
It's, it's not the end of the world, is it? With the end plate coming off.
No. Perhaps he's waiting for a safety car before he does make that pit stop.
Yeah, Visser comes through now. Maybe both drivers here are waiting for something just to say we can stop. I mean, as long as Sil pits before Nicky's not really got to worry about it.
No, Droning's come off with his medium tyres. Yeah, normally the giveaway as to whether you can actually go back onto the soft tyres or the dry tyres. The giveaway is if the DRS becomes re-enabled or enabled. That is indication that dry tyres are the optimum choice.
Yeah. Yeah, quite right. Alternatively as well, just being on the blower to Jeff the whole time this changeable periods on. I find is normally my method. I'm constantly spamming weather report and just waiting for him to say, what do you think? Dry tyres might be a good idea now. And you go, yay, here I come.
Bring me in.
Yeah.
Come to me.
Come to me. It's won me a race once in my league racing history. I always stick by weather reports.
Most people don't trust anything Jeff says.
Yeah, no, that's all I use when it's like this, because sometimes he gives you a call before it goes fully dry.
Can be very handy if you're just coming up to the pit lane, even if you haven't asked to come in.
Yeah, absolutely. Van Herm and Damien Hartman still locking horns here, as they have been for the past 10 laps.
Just to give you an indication of how bad the dry tyres are at the moment in comparison to the Inters. Inter times right now being set of 1:46.3, Sealed of it.
Yep.
Boy in P8 59.7.
Yeah, that's not good.
13 seconds of that.
Yeah. Just looking at the interval to the leader now. Boy Williamson 1 minute 10 seconds off the back of Nicky. So yeah, really hurting his race right now.
I think Boy's trying to dry the track up himself. He's wheel spinning all over the place, trying to shift the water.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, come on, there's a racing line here somewhere.
Yeah, even if I have to make it myself.
Absolutely floored it in first gear out of the final turn.
I think at this point he probably knows it's game over already.
Yeah, but you know what? Fair play to him for even taking the risk.
Yeah.
because a lot of drivers just won't. They just won't. They're just like, oh, I'll wait for Jeff. I'll wait for the DRS to be enabled. But you know, he wanted to take that chance. He wanted to an opportunity to be that hero, and yeah, you know, he who dares wins. Normally.
Yeah.
Well, it's either he who dares wins, or he who dares ice skates his way to the finish line.
I mean, he's really showing some good drifting skills here. That's really not doing his tyres any good, probably this either. Gripping to slipping, the Boy Williamson story.
That was an easy one.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Percent. Oh, he's lost it. Marcel Dronig in the pit. He's come out on inters. Sensible.
Back bit. Sun's not really out, is it, in fairness, so it's probably not doing much drying action.
So Dronig is 1:12 behind Boy Williamson. And I doubt Boy will be coming in for inters now. So, do you think Marcel could actually get P9?
Got 7 laps.
He's 13 seconds a lap quicker, possibly.
If he's doing the same times as Silderveert.
He's really drifting, that guy.
give it a go. It's a minute now. He's already gained 10 seconds on him.
Yeah. So that's where he spun.
Well, he's pitting now. Oh, shame.
Yeah, big shame. But you know, I applaud his his not courage. What is it? Just ballsiness, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's, you know, many ways to look at it. Yeah, like you say, fair play to making the call, whether or not it was the right one. I mean, in this case, not. Silderveert gets sub 12 seconds. Oh no, just went back up. Or sub 12 seconds for a little bit.
Oh, Sil picked up his first warning on the last lap. On the last lap he just did.
Yeah.
Oh, and Nicky's actually got 2.
Martin Cooper's out. We lost him.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we lost him at turn 10. Shame. He was really in the fight. P8. Yeah, that would have been a good finish for Williams. Both guys in the points. I think Sil wants a safety car now. We're not going to get one.
Yeah, you've had your safety car quota, unfortunately.
Yeah. I wonder if it's ever actually going to be dry tyre suitable in this 6 laps we've got left. 5 laps now.
I don't know how it's not dried up.
Yeah, it's taking its time, hasn't it? I mean, it's really slow.
What's the track temperature? Let's have a look. Oh, come on. No, telemetry crashed.
Oh, great. Brilliant.
Not responding, yes, thanks.
Drivers now in the points then.
Yes, indeed.
10 running, 7 by Clement.
Retirees.
Retirees. Words, thank you.
It's been a long night.
It has, longer than normal. Only just, but enough. Want Alexander Herman to get on with it. Make the move, boy. You Come on, Zander. You can do it.
Purple first sector for Boy Williamson.
Back on the Inters now.
Yeah. Purple second sector for Boy Williamson.
Iron now. I wonder why he didn't pit sooner.
Stubbornness,
Yeah.
I suppose. Like, no, my strategy will work. This will dry up. And my telemetry's gone funny. Apparently, Nicky's final sector was 1 minute 13.
Wow, quite a slow one.
And
His
still
last
fastest
lap might
lap.
have been. Alexander got a great run out of turn 10 on Damie, but just a bit wide there. We went for 44.5. Very good. Now gap just sticking around 30. Well, actually, it's gone up now from 12 to 13 seconds. Still a bit starting to fall back a bit from Nicky Visser.
You're not going to believe this, but the air temperature, 25 degrees, doesn't look like 25 out there, does it?
No, very muggy 25 if it is. You've got a track temperature?
20.
20,
for
yeah.
track temperature.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sander Herman still has not passed Damie Hartman.
No. He's either waiting a long time or just can't make it happen. This is where he looks quickest, is out of at turn 10, and then it's a bit out of shape through sector 3.
Mm.
On through 12 though, close to the back of him.
Damie's completely run out of VRS, so I presume Sander is going to make the move here. If he cranks up to 4, good exit.
There you go, up to 4. See what he can do.
DRS would be nice, wouldn't it?
You've got to commit, Zander. You've got to commit. Go on, shove it. Shove it up the inside.
Come back again. He can do it.
He can. I mean, what a comeback this will be. Zander, if he can get on the podium. Now from P14.
I think he's got it here. This should be enough.
Should be, yeah. Or not. Why is he not gaining on him? What's Damie doing? Hey? I don't know. I can't see it happening anymore.
You think if it was going to happen, it would
have happened. I mean, they've been following each other like this for nigh on 15 laps now, if not more.
Yeah.
Fair play to the two of them racing this close for this long, with no one really kind of backing out, giving it a good shot.
And Ari Kopp as well, still ahead of Burst and Brain.
Yeah, and if anything, he's pulled away a bit.
Yeah.
I think it was about 6/10 last time we looked at that, and 1.5 seconds almost now. Fair play.
I haven't had many races with Baz, but I certainly have never pulled away from him.
No. Good stuff from these guys. Like, oh, Baz, did he just get... Oh, he's gone. Baz has lost it. Out of turn 4.
No. And Sanders looked like he was about to make the move on Damie, and then the yellow flag appeared.
Yeah. Bugger. Hasn't got long left now. But turn 10's where he is definitely quicker than Damie. Normally can throw it in here. There you go. You can see it there.
Yeah.
A bit better than Damie.
He needs to save the ERS now when you're not going to overtake.
Yeah, which he's not doing. And,
no.
Neither is Damie though, in fairness. They're both as weak as each other in that sense. Oh, he gets a great little run through there, right on the back of that Alfa Romeo. But to make anything happen.
Keep an eye on Nicky as well. He is on the final lap.
Indeed.
It's been an absolutely fantastic race from Nicky.
Yeah, really has been very, very good.
Yeah. Again, that strategy call to go onto the inters during the safety car when it was still raining heavily. It was the only man that did it, and look where he is now, P1 by 13 seconds over someone that was clearly going to win the race.
Absolutely. We'll go on board with him now as he makes his way around Baguette. Up to Bendor. Down through Village, turn 13, into Tour, turn 14, he takes for the final time tonight. Rounding, turn 15, Virage du Pont. Final corner, Nicky Visser rounds it, made the right call, takes the lead, takes the win of the French Grand Prix. Nicky Visser, your race winner this evening, great drive. And myself and Adrian are both agreed he is driver of the day.
Yep, 100%.
Yep, absolutely smashed it. From P3 on the grid. Right tyre call at the right time. Still a bit though. P2, can't argue with his talent tonight. He's also had a cracking race. So quick on the wet tyres, but was about the same, if not slightly off the pace of Nicky on the inters. Kept with him though, if not knocked the gap down a couple of seconds as well. So great drive from him. Good P2. Damie Hartman finishes P3, holds off Sander Herman for that final podium spot for about 16, 17 laps, those two.
There were penalties to come into play as well then. Sander Herman's actually 10 seconds behind.
Oh, okay, and Baz Den Brayen takes P5 in the end, unfortunately. In Ari Kopp's case, obviously great for Baz. Back from the back of the grid where he started. It's a great finish for 10 points for him. Ari Kopp takes another 8 points, so another good finish for him. Mark Stappers will come home to finish P7 at Renault's home Grand Prix. Good points all after Peter Philip retired earlier on in the race. And Boy Williamson, bit eager for the dry tyres, but fair play on giving it a go.
Yep.
Maybe could have pitted a bit sooner though to go for the inters rather than Toko drifting around the whole track for about 5 or so laps. But P8 for him. There's the podium. Visser, race winner. Sort of it P2. Damie Hartman P3.
It was a somewhat different race, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Although rain's becoming a bit of a common theme with Netherlands guys now. I'll be surprised if we get a dry race next week.
Well, it is Austria, so it probably
Yeah.
won't be.
Well, you never know. So as we carry on, Marcel Droning, P9, Nils Ziekma came home 10th to take up the final points for Haas. And the non-finishers were Martin Parley Cooper, very deep vein, Paul Quarret, Nishay Mahadra Singh, so sad for him from P2 on the grid.
Yeah.
Guido Urshan didn't finish as well, John Donkel and Peter Phillip, all among the non-finishers. Guido Urshan, John Donkel and Peter Phillip, the only guys without any penalties, except for not finishing. Oh, and Sildavit and Nicky Visser as well.
Yep.
Good job to them.
2 warnings for Nicky, one warning for Still.
Yeah, good stuff. So another good race from the Dutch boys.
Absolutely. Enjoyed that one.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. Stuff. Eddie comments in. Oh, sorry, no, that wasn't Eddie. I don't know why I said Eddie. Sildavit comments in. Well done to Nicky. What a strategy call to the enters. Yeah, indeed. Very inspired choice there from Nicky.
Very commendable. A little congratulations from his rival in that race.
Yeah, good to see. We know all these drivers have a lot of respect for each other, but it's always nice to see that in whatever form it comes in, if it's the chat or if it's elsewhere. But there we have it. The French Grand Prix, round 8 of season 7 for F1 Tonight Netherlands is complete. Thank you very much to all the viewers for tuning in, commenting, watching. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did commentating it. Another fun one indeed. A lot to watch in that race, that's for sure.
I thought you were going to say a lot to absorb.
Yeah, well, and that. I mean, God, I've got to take it all in. Yeah, but definitely one to watch back if you've missed it tonight live. But Nicky Visser is your driver of the day and the race winner. Great call from him to come from P3 and make the right strategy call at the right time and take the win by quite some margin in the end from the field of it. But that is it from me. So as always, one humongous huzzah!
And it's goodbye for me. Goodbye.
Perfect. Thank you very much for watching. Night.